adjustment very quickly. And then the other thing was that it seemed like being an unpredictable quarterback helped him quite a bit too.
Yeah, he was pretty salty as far as moving and escaping the pocket. And they had some runs that they designed for him. And to be honest, I don't think we tackled well. We went to a man coverage that second half and tried to take away 5 and some of their other weapons throwing the ball. And we just basically settled down and played our base defense, and I think that really helped us towards the end there.
Well, and sometimes simplifying things, especially when you have an unpredictable quarterback, can help because at least everybody knows their assignments.
Yeah, their sprint draw hurt us all night. Coach Bolt's a good coach, and he had his offense ready. Now, I'll say this: our defense played spectacular. If you really look at it, the second half, they scored 1 touchdown and 3 field goals, and I think we had 3 fourth down stops in a row. So for them to rally back after kind of being on their heels most of that game, I was very proud of them.
Yeah, that was the plus side of it, was that after the difficult start, you guys did manage to get done what you needed to get done, and that's a mark of a good team.
Absolutely, and some resiliency, never give up, and I told the defense our offense can score 20 points in a 2-minute span easy, and I think that was in the back of their mind as they were playing, and both offense and defense picked each other up that game.
All right, so then tonight, we've got a Blue Springs South team who, again, we could conceivably fall into a similar trap where their record doesn't belie the level of talent they have on their team. They haven't played well, but it's not because they're incapable of it. They just haven't done it.
Now, 34, Terry is a great back. We're going to have our hands full with him. Their 0-2 record is deceptive. Both those games went down to the wire. They were in both of them, and they played two good teams with Ray Peck and Raytown. And that's something we stressed all week: is we can't come out flat again, and we've got to be ready to go as soon as we hit this field.
Well, big difference weather-wise between the first 2 weeks and this week with the drizzle coming down. Hopefully we don't have any delays, although I did bring my book just in case. But, even though if we don't have any delays, it could have an effect on ability to hang on to the football, ability to throw it, even ability to get your footing.
Sure. Right now it looks like it's starting to just drizzle, and we don't have the rain that we had a few minutes ago. We talked about it all week. We made sure we got out in the rain. It rained Tuesday and Wednesday in particular. We had a great practice in the rain. Ben Coble really threw the ball well in the rain that day. We wanted to make sure that we got touches to all the receivers, and they all reacted well. It's going to be slick a little bit, but that's football. So it's going to go that way for both teams.
Yeah, and at least we got the cooler temperatures unless you're in the press box.
Press box never cools down. It's cool. We told our kids to be prepared, bring some different socks to change out of if it gets too wet, different T-shirt. But this is football weather, and it's a big change from last week.
So what are the keys today?
Well, as always, especially in a weather game like this, turnovers are going to be key. I think defensively we have to stop 34 first, and that's kind of our game plan. He's a strong back. Once he gets going, he's very fast. Offensively, we've got to run the ball some tonight. I think that's a big key factor. But also we've got to open it up like our Titan offense has the first 2 games.
So injury-wise, speaking of running the football, it looked like number 9 was dressed out and ready to go.
Yeah, Marcian will be back, and he'll be starting tonight. Vonzel's out this game on the defensive side. Vonzel Kelly will be back next week. He's healing really well. He's had a banged-up shoulder, and I think we're good from there.
All right, should be a good one. Good luck.
Thank you, Joel.
All right, that's Coach Vinny Carswell. I'm Joel Becker, back with more after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Roy Spain as Lee Summit West preparing to take on the Blue Springs South Jaguars tonight on what is a somewhat cooler and it's still a bit rainy. It's not, coming down in buckets or anything like that, but it may end up having an effect. The teams out there for the coin toss looks like Blue Springs South won the toss and has deferred. And so the Titans will take the football and get a chance to work on offense when we start off this game. When we come back, opening kickoff right around the corner, it's the Titans and Jaguars right here on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Welcome back live here at Titan Stadium in Lee Summit. Joel Becker along with Coach Roy Spain as the Lee Summit West Titans getting set to take on the Blue Springs South Jaguars. And you've had situations where you've gone on the road and had a listless game. What does it take to turn that around for the next game? Obviously, what we want to see out of this Titan team is a little more fired up.
Well, I tell you, I'm sure Vinny and his staff learned a lesson last week, and I guarantee you that they had the foot on the pedal all week long. Just like he said in his pregame interview there, that can't take a team that's 0-2 lightly, and so it's going to be exciting to see what takes place here.
Luke Fellers with the ball teed up at the right hash mark 40-yard line, and kick in with the win, but it's going to come down to Sammy Cooper at about the 3. He'll head up from the left side toward the middle of the field. He's hitting tackled as he got to the 18. So some not so especially good field position for the Titans as we get started. And, on a day like today, what you really want to see is the Titans establish that running game.
Oh, absolutely, especially when they've got their guy back now.
Marcion Marshall.
Yeah, Marcion. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does now.
And he is getting the start, as Coach mentioned out there, as they go to a shotgun formation with Marshall to his left. Twins on the left side, and there is an H-back. And it's play action, throw over the middle looking for Cooper. And unfortunately, Stripes kind of got in the way of that one. Could have picked it off really easily, but let it go, and it'll be 2nd and 10. But, that was one of those, I don't know, the throw wasn't, it didn't look like he had an especially good grip on it.
No, it didn't. And again, that misty rain is going to cause some havoc out there.
Another thing we're seeing more and more of as the season is going on is that use of the H-back, and specifically using Cam Carswell as the H-back. So we'll see what they do here on 2nd down and 10. Back to throw Coble. He'll throw, and it is incomplete. He was looking for the out pattern to Cooper again. Would have been good for about 5 had he completed it, but it'll be 3rd and 10, and it's a tough.
It's tough, yeah.
I mean, he's throwing into the wind, and he's throwing with problems with wet weather and wet football. And this is what you don't want to do if you're the Titans. Put yourself in 3rd and long situations. A little confusion as Marshall moves from the left to the right from the shotgun. Coble back to throw. Here they come on the late blitz throw. He's got an open man. It is what a catch there by Clemens. And Cade Clemens leapt about, was that, a good 3 feet in the air.
That was something else. That was spectacular right there.
I mean, he's tall to start with, but boy, Coble just put it up and let Clemens jump and get it.
Coble took a hit there too.
Yeah. 1st down up to the 41-yard line. That's a pickup of about 23 yards. They'll come out in the pistol. Have yet to run the football yet. And on the zone read, back to throw. Coble throwing off his back foot, and it gets picked off. And the interception right over the middle from Luke Fellers.
And
that one over there. I don't know who he was throwing to, and then like I said, the other thing is he had nothing on it because he threw off his back foot.
Right.
That's something that we really haven't seen yet this season out of the Titans is unforced turnovers like that.
No, that's unfortunate right there.
So not a good start for the Titans. We'll see what the Jaguars do. As we expect a steady dose of Austin Terry. Although Max Conard is their quarterback, and he's got an empty backfield to start off with, and he's looking to throw on first down. Steps up, throws. He's got a man. It is caught. And coming to the right side, forced down out of bounds was Grant Guerin.
Well, I'll tell you what, both head coaches are coming out throwing the football.
Yeah. Wet, rainy day with a lot of wind. And then, as you said, they've just...
7-yard gain, second down.
I don't know. Everybody, for some reason, always wants to try misdirection. Have you noticed that?
Right.
Whatever we think they think that we're going to do, let's do the opposite. So, on second down, again, throw over the middle, and it is caught, first down. And a catch from Koenig, Dakota Koenig, coming out of the slot position, and it'll be 1st and 10. So with good field position to start after the turnover, the Jaguars
1st and 10 from the 40.
are on the move. And I tell you what, another thing that you don't want to do when you're the Titans is give the Jaguars the impression that they've got a good chance to stay in this game as Terry gets his first carry coming up the middle and toward the left side, and it's a pickup of 8. So that turnover giving them field position and a chance to take a lead in a game. That's way on the opposite side of what you want to do.
And I tell you what, watching from Phoenix last week, this kind of looks like the same start.
Well, we'll see if they can't turn it around a little more quickly. Trips on the left this time. Give Terry up the middle. Stutter steps, get a first down. And he's hitting tackle as Fredrickson steps up. But if we see a steady diet of Sean Fredrickson today, we're in trouble.
No, you're right. The free safety shouldn't be making tackles like that.
Brings out, picks up the first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Jaguars at the 26 of the Titans on their opening drive after the Titans turned it over. An uncharacteristic Ben Coble interception. With the empty backfield, it is going to be a keeper for Conard, and not much, maybe a yard on the play.
Tackle made by number 91, Hampton Minifield.
Titans are a little too good up the middle
Second down.
for a play like that to work. As they go empty backfield again, Terrio and the Titans move. Now, were they drawn is the question. The right tackle, Roper, also did move, but I think the Titans moved first. So, yeah, it'll be offsides against
because his hand wasn't down.
Yeah, he couldn't. He's allowed to move.
Right.
He doesn't have to be completely, motionless. Although I do believe you're still not allowed to flinch in such a way that causes the defense.
Right.
But that wasn't what he did. He just turned to look. So it'll be second down. Throw to the far side, and this one is caught again by Koenig. And the ball apparently is down there saying, did it come loose?
Catch made by Koenig.
But at any rate, it'll be a first down for the Jaguars all the way to the Titan 14. Again, their opening drive, 9:21. Clock stops to move the clock, or to move the sticks, and now it's back going on again. 9:15 left to go. From the pistol to give Terry. Oh, nice play. Minifield in the backfield.
There we go.
We need to see more of that if we're going to be successful against this Jaguar team.
D-line just dominated their O-line right there.
Hampton Minifield with the tackle, but like you said, he had help if he needed it. He didn't, but that was just total penetration. So Twins on either side here on this second and long, 2nd and 11. Loss of 1 on the last play. Terry is in the backfield from the shotgun. And looking left side, now being chased, and the ball's loose. That's a fumble, and it is picked up by the Titans, and I believe it was Peck who picked it up, who also made the tackle in a pair of turnovers. And the Titans are going to take it back over at their own 30-yard line. Great hit there, good play overall.
That was a great hit.
But Carson Peck, I believe, made the hit and recovered the fumble. Although he did have some help in the backfield
He
as
did
well.
have some help, yeah.
But and not a smart decision by Kennard to try it. I mean, he should have just ate the football and went down.
He should have.
He tried to throw it at the last second, but with a wet football like this and so on.
And he's trying to throw it when he's rolling out to
Yeah.
a very rushed
take the ball back.
side.
Well, and in a situation like that as a quarterback, you have to know that you don't know what's coming behind you. He didn't actually have his hand slapped, as it could, but it could have been. It was just a dangerous way to do it. Cooper on the end around, trying to get around the end. There's a flag down, so this is coming back.
Looks like we might have some holding.
Yeah, looked like Carswell is going to be guilty of the hold on the outside. Although Cooper did do a good job of at least getting positive yards, which will force him to take the penalty as opposed to taking a loss, because it could have been a loss of 3 or 4 on the play.
Yes, it could have.
The spot of the foul was right near the line, so it should be first and 20 or 21 at the most.
I believe they got Marcion there for holding.
Is it Marcion? Okay.
Yeah.
Having a long discussion as to, I don't know what the discussion is. You take the penalty. Yeah, he went out of bounds or whatever, but it was, basically no gain on the play, but it was still enough that you take the penalty. Tell you what, you did not have the advantage when you were coaching of having Jeff Driscoll down there helping you out with the offensive lines, but we did at that time. As Marshall on the give off a right tackle, he got across the line, but not much more, and they'll stop his forward progress and get a whistle.
Carry, 3-yard gain.
It'll be a pickup of maybe 3 toward the 23. It'll be second down and about 17 from there. But on a day like this, it would be nice to have a Jeff Driscoll on the sideline to be able to tell us what the conditions are like. Yeah, he was always very good about that.
Tell you what, Marcion.
And he is on the sideline. We just can't talk to him.
Marcion was impressive right there. He ran downhill pretty fast, pretty hard.
Yeah, he's not as slow as you might think. Trying to set up a screen. Coble didn't like what he saw, so he'll just throw it away toward the feet of Carswell. Smart play by Coble.
That's one thing that Coble does have. He's got that awareness to go ahead and eat the ball when he needs to eat the ball.
Yeah. They were trying to set up a screen. I'm not sure if it was a wide receiver screen
or. It looked like it was to Cam Carswell.
Yeah, I think so. But the defense weren't having any of it, and he just threw the intentional incompletion. Third down and a ton here for the Titans. On play action, Coble will throw. He's got a man. It has caught Cooper, and he stepped out of bounds at the last second.
Pass is complete to number 4, Sammy Cooper.
I'm still not so sure. They're spotting him at the 31. To me, in a situation, they should spot that at about the 34, and one of the officials is doing that. Yeah. So good job to overrule the other one. I mean, even if he did step out of bounds, he was knocked back out of bounds, and so you get your forward progress. It wouldn't have mattered either way. We're going to get the punt, but still, you should get what he was due, and he was due the 34 or so, and that's where he was granted, as Kate Clemens standing back at his own 20 for this punt on third down and about 7. Bit of a high snap, but he pulled it down nice, and a nice kick into the wind. It was touched, it looked like, and fallen on by a Blue Springs South player. Boy, that was some heads-up playing.
Very risky.
Once again, tonight,
it looked like the returner, who was Trey Vavel, or Vavel, I don't know, V-A-V-A-L, and it looked like it went right through him, but he did look like he touched him, which makes it a live ball, although it was hard to tell from the officials whether they would have counted that or not.
And it kind of looked like the way he was moving around that the wind was kind of playing with it.
Yeah. Well, Darian Booker, Johnny on the spot, just fell on it anyway before had a chance to get into enemy territory. But Coach Carswell talked about it beforehand. Turnovers very likely be a big part of this game, and each team has had one. Now the Titans have
2-yard gain.
had to punt
Second down and 8.
after a penalty, and a couple of yards on the run to the opening play of this drive for the Jaguars. Terry to the right. And a little swing pass toward him. He broke a tackle, and now some running room. There's a flag down. He goes out of bounds, but it looks like this one may come back.
Complete to number 31. There's a flag
Holding
down on
right
the play.
there.
Holding against the Jaguars.
Yeah, and it's a point of the spot foul, which was right around the line of scrimmage. So it's going to set up a second down and probably about 18 yard line. There's 17, 18 yards, I should say. Holds like that are just drive killers.
And I tell you, Nathan Lyon, one thing he did wrong there, he was the one that was held, and what he did was he stopped because he was held. He shouldn't have done that. He should have been still stayed in pursuit of the running back right there.
Well, you can't ever assume that just because a penalty is occurring that they're going to call it. Remember, I was coaching hockey. I always told the players that, I always looked at getting a penalty as a gift. And you keep playing the game. If you get one, great. But if you don't assume that it's going to happen. Then first of all, you'll never be disappointed when it doesn't.
Yeah, and I saw Coach Wagner down there talking to Nathan about that.
So again, second down, about 18. From their own 19, and a give to Terry up the middle. He broke one tackle, and he'll bounce it to the right side across the 32, about the 32. Finally, Cahill knocked him down along with Basil.
You like that right there when the quarterback hands the ball off and then becomes the lead blocker. That's pretty impressive.
Nissan Altima.
Connard
With the Blue Springs South football bumper sticker.
looks like a pretty tough character. We'll also probably see Adam Connors in this game. He takes some series sometimes they're both seniors, I believe. Yeah, well, no, Connors actually a junior, and Connors is the senior. Connard back to throw. Oh, he was caught from behind, but got away from it. Now throws far side, incomplete.
Passes
It was not catchable, but he didn't catch it. But if he had it, it would have been out of bounds anyway.
Looked like a lot of confusion there in the coverage area. A lot of guys wide open.
And again, we're seeing a lot of Sammy Cooper playing center field, free safety-ish type position. As Vonzel Kelly, as we heard before, is still trying to recover from his shoulder injury.
Can't wait to see him back in action next week.
Yeah, that should be a tough game next week up in Columbia. So punting situation here for the Jaguars. And there's a flag down. The kick, line drive kick, will go out of bounds around the 3. I don't know if this is going to be an illegal formation. That would be my best guess. There's 2 flags down. Because if it was like an offsides, 12 men or something like that.
Penalty against Blue Springs South.
Yeah, it looks like they must have 12, so they're going to make them. I guess you make them kick it again.
Oh, heck yes.
Well,
I tell you what, especially when you put that much heat on him right there.
They did it pretty, and with 12 guys, they still put that much heat on it.
Yeah, they did.
And interestingly enough, those are always a tough call for me anyway, in terms of, in a kicking situation. When you get a relatively decent field position, sometimes you hate to roll the dice, because you never know with the wind the way it is right now. He could hit something that Sammy couldn't make. If it's like a line drive kick where he can't make the catch on it, get a favorable bounce, and we could end up with the ball on our own 5 or something like that.
I tell you what, I just want to see old Sammy touch the ball, see what he can do.
Well, that's the other thing, though, is that the plus side is pretty high.
What a long discussion again.
Yep.
No, you guys.
Boy, they're sending them back. It couldn't just be 12 men, because that's a. Well, no, it's 5 yards from the line of scrimmage of the 19. Yeah, that's right.
To the 16-yard
you guys got to see some good officiating last week, didn't you?
I don't think we've seen that yet this year. Skylar Myers standing near his own goal line. He gets a good snap. It's blocked. And the ball's going to go back to the end zone. It's recovered. Touchdown, Titans. The punter is having a discussion with the official. He didn't like something, but
I tell you what, he better get out of his face.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I don't know what he didn't like.
That's what you can't do.
Yeah, there was that, and was that Devin Force, I believe, who got the hand on the mid on the ball? I think it was. And then I want to say
the white hat was right on it.
Oh yeah.
So,
was it Minifield who picked up the ball? I don't know. There was a few of them down there that jumped on it. It looked like it might go out of the back of the end zone, but it didn't.
It took a great hop.
Yeah, Wiley for the extra point, snap back, ball down, kick up, line drive kick. It is no good. He knocked it to the left side. 5:24 left to go here, first quarter. Titans strike first. They lead at 6-0. Back with the kickoff after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Rose Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm. Lee Summit West, Blue Springs South. Titans on top of the Jaguars 6-0 after a blocked punt recovered in the end zone for a touchdown.
You know, Joel, this is Teacher Appreciation Week. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Most all the teachers are out here except for one that I know of right now.
Who's that?
Coach Shortino, who's sitting at home listening to us.
Ah, well, we appreciate.
I'm calling you out, Coach.
Coach. All right, the kickoff taken. It was a bit of a squib kick, stutter step up the middle and up to about the 30-yard line.
Football players, number 38, senior Armand Cousins.
So Devin Force, as we mentioned, got the block, and the general consensus here is that it was Grauberger who managed to pick up the.
I tell you what, Grauberger, that was absolutely one of the worst blocking or tackling attempts I've seen him do in the years that I've watched him play. He just dove at air.
Hey, he just recovered a football in the end zone for a touchdown. He gets a free play.
That one, okay.
He gets a free play.
We're going to give him that one.
Not only as a teacher, but also as a person.
We're getting our, it's funny, it's wet and it's cooler, but they're still, first 4 weeks of the season, they're still doing their water timeouts halfway through the quarter, and we're getting it right now in case you're wondering what the delay is.
Well, I tell you what, that Whitehead's got he's got the opportunity to just kind of not do that rule.
We talked about, you were asking me about, good officiating. I was talking about that with an unnamed person on the field before the game who I talk to every week. And he was actually having his pregame discussion with the officials when I first got out there to do our pregame interview, and so I waited until they were finished and they, had their discussion about things. And then when they left, the officials were walking across the field, and at the time, Michael Wiley was practicing some punting as this first play from scrimmage is Kennard with the keeper, and he'll gain maybe a couple off right tackle and not much more. It'll be second down.
Getting up slow.
1 yard gain.
So as they finished their conversation, they walked across, and like I said, Michael was taking these 15-yard snaps to punt the ball as practicing, and the officials just walked right in front, in between where the snaps were coming, and had no idea that they were in a danger zone area.
Well, don't you know who this crew is? This is Stompoli.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I wouldn't have any idea who they were anyway.
Oh, this is a very good group.
And Terry with the swing pass and a pretty good job of pursuit, and then a nice step up there by Cahill to finish him off.
Tell you what, Joel, this is probably one of the best officiating groups in the Kansas City area.
That's good. And now it looks like Terry is hurt. Slow getting up, and the Titans are calling over for the team, and that's not something that the Jaguars want to hear. Can't really see it, unfortunately, with the players in front of them. But I did ask that unnamed coach after I said, the Stripes were a little oblivious there. Do you think that's a bad sign for tonight? So I didn't see. There was a pretty good stick there by Cahill.
I'll tell you what, with the team right there, it's tough to see what took place. And again, if we had Jeff Driscoll down there with the mic, well, maybe we might need to get Jeremy Hubbard maybe mic up.
Not sure that his duties would allow for that to happen.
Probably not.
Not to mention that I think he would have a really hard time speaking clearly with his tongue tied. But this is, I'm trying to get a look to see if I can tell what they're even working on with Terry. But like I said, more importantly for the Jaguars season, he is a large portion of their offense, and they certainly don't want to see anything
Now, there's
serious.
There's the big man coming across the field, Larry Freevert, Dr. Larry Freevert. Works for...
Tall guy.
Yes, he is. Played for Bud Lathrop there at Raytown South.
Basketball?
So, yes, won a couple state championships with him.
Well, he's taking a look in. I still, there are literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 people around there attending to Austin Terry, and so I can't tell even what body part they might be looking at. It looks to me like he's sort of leaning on his side, which may mean it's a hip, but it also may mean it's something on a lower extremity like a knee or an ankle, but I wouldn't want to speculate because it literally could be anything. They also could be looking at his head. And that very well may be a concussion type protocol situation, because like I said, it was a hard stick, and if he landed on the ground and maybe bumped his head.
Well, it looked like he was moving his head around. She might be working. Yeah, she's working on his knee.
Okay. Yeah, they keep moving around. Yeah, now I see one of. Yeah, she's got the leg in her arm, and it looks like they're going to help him up, but he's going to have to be helped off the field. Ooh. He is not putting any weight at all on that knee. Looks like it's the left one. Yeah, it absolutely is. And he is just hopping along as they carry him around. He's now trying to put a little bit of weight as he walks. But we may have seen the last of Austin Terry for this game.
Right. I mean, like you said, that's a big factor for the Blue Springs South running game.
Yeah. And that's one of the other dangers with the conditions the way they are. You never know when something's going to slip out from under you, or you might get a lot of times they'll, even though it's field turf, you are still wearing cleats.
Yes.
And they may even, I don't know, I know they have turf cleats, but they have different lengths of them, don't they?
They do.
And they
well, yes, they do. We know that firsthand, don't we, Joel?
But that wasn't turf that day.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But still.
No, but what I meant is, a lot of times in the old days of like AstroTurf, you use the really, those little small. But with this field turf, they use longer cleats, and they can get caught sometimes.
3rd down and 6.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 after the injury, and obviously
a timeout. Do they have enough guys in the field?
It doesn't look like. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, they have 11. I think he just wants to figure out what he wants to do here, because without Terry,
Blue Springs South with their first timeout of the half.
Looked like they were going to put Koenig in the backfield.
Number 49, Elliot Keys would like
But they'll burn their first time out here with 4:24 left to go first quarter. Titans on top in this one, 6-0. But neither team's offense has scored yet. It was a block punt into the end zone, and this is the ensuing drive. It's taking a while because of the injury and whatnot, but I don't know, it's a tough thing for kids to be able to maintain their attention when things like that happen.
It is. Especially when it's your own teammate.
Yeah, I mean,
turn me into a responsible man I am today.
These are kids they go to school with, they're friends with, and so it's not just, it's not just a job like, pro football or something.
Exactly.
So we'll see what they do here, as they did bring Koenig in to be in the backfield to replace Terry. They've got trips out to the left side. And they'll roll out to the left. They're being chased. Now he let one go down the field. Wide open and incomplete. Oh, my goodness, Guerin. Somebody totally missed something, and he had it right and just bounced off his shoulder pad. So I don't know how that happened.
That was unreal.
That was 6 points right there if he makes an easy catch.
And the bad thing about it is that's the way Blue Springs South season's been going.
Yeah, it really has.
Tough luck.
And boy, and I tell you what, Connard just heaved it down there. It was a perfect pass. It's right there. I don't know who blew an assignment.
Oh, yeah.
But somebody sure did. Cooper standing back at his own 29. And, of course, the Titans, now we get offsides. Boy, that's actually going to turn it to it's not going to be a first down, but it's going to be 4th and 1 at the 40-yard line. If I were the Jaguars, I might. Boy, of course, without Terry, that's a tough thing.
I'd go ahead and punt away.
Only just to regroup a little bit.
Penalty against the Titans. 12 men on the field.
I'd like to see this. This
Titans had 12 guys on the field on that, by the way.
Ooh.
Interesting. They are still in punting formation. There's always the possibility of the fake, too, by the way.
There's nobody back there.
Skylar Myers, yeah, and now
Nobody out there.
No, Sammy Cooper was, and so I think it's Grauberger just backing up. I wonder if he was the 12th guy. Maybe they just figured they'll block it again. Instead, the kick goes out of bounds. Well, actually, it bounced and stay inbounds, and then goes out of bounds inside the 10.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about before when I said you never know when you might get a lucky kick. Because it wasn't that long of a kick.
No.
But it took a great bounce.
But he also had the wind at the back there.
Oh, yeah. But he did before. Well, that's what I was saying.
$5 for 6 tickets.
Although it did turn out to be the right decision to make him kick again.
No doubt.
The winner announced during the third quarter. With your help, we can make this a night to remember for our seniors. Thank you for your support of Project Grad.
Tough opening field position again for the Titans as they'll get the ball in their own 9, but they do lead at 6-0. Offense has been off the field for quite some time. See if they can't get some momentum going here, perhaps.
Well, I tell you.
And it will be Wilson, and he'll bounce off one tackle and lean forward close to a first down as Taylor Wilson got his first carry of the day.
I'm in a tough spot because this wind over here is fogged.
Yeah, that is tough, isn't it?
9-yard run on the play, 2nd down and 1.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 here as they go back into the pistol formation. Twins on the right. Coble takes the snap, gives it, and hit. Bounces off the tackle, Wilson, and he'll get a first down. Taken out of bounds at the 20. Needed to get to the 19, so great second effort there for Wilson after he was pounded in the backfield. But somehow managed to bounce off of it.
First down.
Tell you what, he's running hard tonight.
He really is. Well, maybe he feels like he's got something to prove. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was McCubbin who had gotten into the backfield. But he bounced off the tackle on 1st and 10. From the pistol again. And on the delay, they give Wilson, left side.
Mask.
And boy, and no flag. It was late, came from the opposite side.
Run by Wilson, flag down.
But yeah, clearly, and he knew it.
Yeah.
Came up pointing at his face.
Yeah, got to give Coach Chris Barrows some kudos right now because last week we thought the offensive line just really struggled, and I tell you what, looked like they moved Donnie Pizzetti to center and moved people around a little bit, and you know what? They're coming off the football.
Yeah, Pizzetti is back to center. Originally, that's the thing, is they swapped Reese and Pizzetti in the first game of the year, you might remember, and they've moved them back now.
And I tell you, it looks like Chris is doing a little bit more slide protection, too.
So, 1st and 10 after the penalty, all the way up to their own 41. And on play action, back to throw Coble. He's getting a rush, steps up. He'll keep it himself. Coming up the right side, across midfield, down to the 40, heading to the sideline, and he'll go out of bounds at the 37. Almost the 36 is Ben Coble. Carries for 20 yards.
That was a great decision by Ben right there, but he also had Cam Carswell right down the middle of the field with nobody on him.
Have you seen Cam try and catch the ball yet? He made the right decision.
Oh, Cam Carswell? Have you seen him catch?
I haven't seen him catch yet this year.
I saw him this summer, and I tell you what, he's got some hands.
I know. I'm just giving him trouble because you remember last week he had a couple.
Get me fired up.
Coble, empty backfield, trying to set up a screen, throws near side. And a bit of a late hit there as Wilson made the catch and had a little few words at the very end there with Vabel, the safety
Yes, he
or
did.
the corner, because and he very could have gotten a penalty for that, because he gave him a stick and it was clear that he didn't,
Right.
was not. Can't use the I thought the play was still going on. That was the argument he would make, but on the incomplete 2nd and 10, ball all the way up at the 36 of the Jaguars. Coble, he'll go back to throw. Throws on the far side, Clemens, and he makes the catch. Got the foot in, pushed out of bounds at the 23, it looks like. And it will be good enough for a first down. Or are they no, they're calling it. I never once saw anybody give there was never once an incomplete pass
It
tag.
looked like he marked it.
He never did wave it off, but now they're pushing. He's saying he's out of bounds. That was the ruling. But you normally there's and the coaching staff is wondering what the heck is going on too, because they never waved off like an incomplete pass. The guy who was right there.
Yes.
So anyway, 3rd down and 10. From the pistol, Twins on either side. Coble back to throw. He's getting a rush up the middle, sidesteps that. Now he'll step up himself. Oh, he made a nice little stutter step move. He's hit, but he gets a first down. He needed to get to the 25-yard line and just did.
That was very nice.
Gutsy running for Ben Coble.
Once again, smart.
Not something he's asked to do a whole lot.
No, he's not. That's usually Sammy Cooper's job right there.
But, he took what they gave him.
You know what? He needs to be able to do that, though.
Oh, yeah. There has to be that threat.
Uh-huh.
Because otherwise you just pin your ears back and go after for him and don't have to worry about what if he steps up.
And I tell you what, and that because usually whenever we see Sammy Cooper from the backfield, at quarterback, he's running the football. So this kind of changes things up.
Delayed give, Wilson bounces it to the right. It'll be a pickup of about 5, maybe 4 down to the 20.
Tackle made by
It'll set up a 2nd down and a short 6 from there. Clock running, 2 minutes left to go, first quarter. Titans on top 6-0, but this has been their first good sustained drive offensively. Cooper in the slot on the left side with Cardell, who hasn't been targeted yet, wide out to the left side. Single man on the right. It'll be a give, Wilson off left tackle, and he's dragged down as he got into the second level across the 20 down to about the 17.
Hit first by number
Once
43,
again, that
Cole
offensive
Wagner.
line is really coming off the football.
Opening up some holes.
Yes, they are.
It'll be 3rd and 3.
And and the running backs look fast tonight.
Yeah.
3rd down, 3 yards to go.
Empty backfield at 3rd and 3 at the moment anyway. Now a man in motion is Wilson. He'll move himself to the pistol as looks like Coble's changing the play. Takes the snap, gives it to Wilson. Oh, he was hit in the backfield.
Big tackle in the backfield.
And I tell you what, that could have been a taunting foul as well. Only just because they do it a lot in this. And that's the same guy, Skylar Myers, who was having the discussion
Yes, it was.
with the official. Looks like the Titans feel like they're in 4-down territory here, because if you remember, of course, Wiles missed an extra point from a lot closer in, and they're kicking into the wind, so it's a tough kick. And it would be about a 37-yarder, so not willing to take the chance. They'll go for it on 4th and 6. Coble rolls right. He'll step up, and he's going to head for the sideline. He'll get that first down and run out of bounds about the 13. No flags.
He got away with that one.
8 yards gain on the run.
And
That's
so,
good for another Lee Summit West. First down.
you ever thought trading in for a white hat?
You know what? It's so funny because Stumpoli stopped me.
First and 10
I
for
was
the
coming up here to the press
Titans
box,
from
and
the
he goes,
12-yard
"Hey, you think I could get some stripes on you?" I said, "I don't think so."
The biggest coup is if they could find Warner. 1st and 10 Titans from the Jaguar 13. From the pistol, it'll be play action, rolling to his left. Coble, wide open man, into the end zone. It's caught, touchdown. Touchdown, Titans, Cardell. As Trevor Cardell targeted for the first time. And it's 6 points Titans.
That was very nice. Well planned right there. Nice.
Well executed,
Very
especially.
well executed.
That play action was, I mean, it was easy for me to see from up here, but it really fooled the
It
defense.
sure did.
So Titans see if they'll go for 2 here to make it a 14-point lead at 12-0.
They are staying on the field.
9.9 seconds left to go in the quarter. And they're looking back to see what kind of play they want to run here for this 2-point conversion. I believe they are 1 for 1 on conversions of 2 points this season so far. And the Jaguars, Blue Spring South's going to call a timeout.
Wow. 2 timeouts in the first half.
Yeah, in the first quarter, yeah. And I mean, I realize there's a point at stake here, basically. But that's an odd choice.
We'd like to get all Lisa West teachers in attendance tonight to meet at the
Unless they only had 10
50-yard
guys or
line.
something like that.
Take a picture for tonight's Teacher Appreciation Night. All Lisa West teachers
Hey,
meet at
Coach
the 50-yard
Shortino,
line.
they're taking a picture of all the teachers right now, so you might want to get in your car and come on up and get in that picture, bud.
Either that or they'll have to Photoshop in one of those photo not available signs.
Yes.
You remember that from the old yearbooks?
Oh, yeah.
And people that didn't make it in on picture day or whatever. Nowadays, you can have your photo professionally done and send it to the yearbook staff, and they'll put it in there that way.
They will.
Back in our day, you didn't show up on picture day. It just said photo not available if you were lucky.
No, that was that was us back then.
I know. All right, 2-point conversion after the timeout. Coble will come out in a pistol, trips on the right. One man on the left. They look like they're coming after him. They are. He'll pull it down, rolls to the left side, looking to throws, and it bounced in and out of the hands of Sammy Cooper, and the conversion is no good. He had him there, and he was open. All he had to do was catch it, but a little alligator arms, and it didn't quite happen the way they wanted it. 9.9 to go here, first quarter. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
High school sports fans, check this out.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Royce Boehm, and producer Mark Files.
Mark Files, right
Gentlemen,
there. Big hand for Marcus.
short kick taken about the 15, coming up the middle of the field with some running room all the way up near the 40-yard line was Vabel on the return. And I tell you what, some pretty good field position for the Jaguars.
With the return.
We got 3 seconds left to go, so it's probably the last play of the first quarter. And then, of course, the Jaguars will have to deal with having the wind in their face.
Oh, looking at Vabel, the way he ran that right there, I wonder if he's a replacement for Terry.
Could be. Like I said before, right now they're using one of their slot receivers, Koenig, and this will be
Pass complete to number 84.
close to a first down. Looks like he did get it.
Number 84, Isaiah.
The tight end was the target, I believe. The catch there, Isaiah Tawai.
And that does it for the first.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 12 minutes in the books. 12-0 our score. We'll take a break, come back second quarter right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Tired of over-the-hill softball leagues? Want some real action on the diamond? The Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League offers a number of different options for today's amateur recreational athletes, no matter what your age or ability. For more information, call the Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League at 913-649-2942 or visit their website at www.kcmsbl.com. Umpires for the league are also in demand. That number again is 913-649-2942.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Roy Spain, the Hall of Famer. Lee Summit West and Blue Springs South, and the Titans on top of the Jaguars 12-0. Couple of touchdowns, one on a block punt and the other pass to Trevor Cardell. First and 10 play, and it is going to be the Koenig, the replacement for Terry, who was injured in the first half. And a pretty good run, actually. He was able to cut it out to the left side and pick up about 7 on the play.
Run by number 28, Koenig.
And I tell you what, the officials are always glad at the end of a quarter when the ball's on the 49-yard line.
That's right.
Not much of a walk. Just underway, second quarter. The extra point was missed after the block punt touchdown, and they went for 2 and missed it in the second time. That's always a tough call early in a game. As, again, Koenig up the middle, and he broke the first tackle from Basil and then was able to, get near. In fact, did just get enough for a first down near the 41-yard line of the Titans. But, yeah, sometimes you feel like you're chasing that point the rest of the game.
Yes, that's the scary thing about it.
3-yard
Go ahead and kick it.
First and down. First and 10.
Go up 13.
Quads on the right side for this play.
Chase at 1 point somewhere else.
So this is the first full possession since Terry went down for an injury. We'll see how the Jaguars respond here. So far, so good as they throw it to Koenig again. That was totally an offensive pass interference. They were saying holding, but in fact what it was offensive pass interference. The tight end down the field was blocking way before he ever let that ball go.
Right, and I tell you, the Titans are struggling tackling again tonight. A lot of arm tackles.
Yep.
Number 28, Koenig with the reception.
But it'll be good for about a yard or so.
Plethora of Titans.
And it'll be second and 9. Trips coming out to the left side this time, pistol formation, and on the counter play, Koenig, and a good job by the defense, but pretty good running by Koenig to at least get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be no gain, and third and 9 coming up.
Good pressure by Cam Carswell coming off the right edge there.
It's always a tough one for an offensive coordinator when you do something like a counter play. And what ended up happening is they actually ran the ball right into the, where the meat of the defense was.
Exactly.
So the fact that the counter was there actually hurt them instead of helping them. Back to throw on third down, stepping up. Connard, he'll roll to the left side, being chased. He'll pull the ball down, get out of bounds, but well shy of a first down. But I'm sure they're in 4-down territory here. Across the midfield stripe and down by 12, so it's going to set up a fourth down and about 4 or so. See where they put it. Looks like they're putting it at the 35. They've got to get to the 31, so fourth and a long 4.
4 yards to go.
Yeah, you know what?
Titans have been pretty good.
Jags got to do this.
Oh, yeah.
They have to.
Yeah, on the other hand, the Titans have been pretty good on fourth down so far this year, not just tonight.
They got to make something happen.
We'll see from the pistol. Back to throw, Connard will throw over the middle, and it is caught. Nice play. Good coverage, but a good catch and a really good throw. As, again, that slot or tight end receiver, number 84, Isaiah, and I'm guessing it's Taue. It's Tauai.
Pass play to number 84.
You know what? I'm glad I wasn't there last week because Debbie Catsby had me do a wrestling tournament or wrestling match one time, and I had Fort Osage in. I butchered every one of those names.
That's a tough one. So good first down, a conversion on fourth down for Blue Springs South. First and 10 on the Titan 24. Back to throw again. Connor throwing over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught. Hit pretty much immediately.
Tackle made by number 43, Myers.
And he got probably 4 on the play.
4-yard gain. Ball placed at the 20. Second down and 6.
Clock running with 8:45 left to go. They do seem to be targeting the middle of the field here for the Titans. Last couple of plays as they give it. And again, nice, good running that time by Koenig. And he'll get another Jaguar first down. So this has been a good statement drive here for the Jaguars after giving up the
and
first.
I tell you what, and like you said before, Frederickson making the tackle. That's not what we want to see. We're glad he's there doing it, but that's not what we want. That's got to take place up front.
So first down and goal from the 10 on the quick count. It's going to be Koenig again. He was swarmed under. Loss on the play, back to about the 13.
By number 91, Hampton Minifield.
Maybe the 12, they'll give him forward progress. It'll be second and goal on the play from there. 8 minutes and counting first half. Titans on top 12-0.
Titan 12-yard line.
You know, so far in the 3 games we've played, only one team has managed to score in the first half. It hasn't always been the Titans. It's been the home team, actually.
All right.
So far. We'll see if that changes here as they drive in. Throw over the middle, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted, as once again Grant Guerin had to go bouncing off of his hands, and then there was a tip drill, and Wilson had it right there.
Had it. Yes.
That's why Wilson is not a receiver, I think.
I mean, it looked like it was in his hand twice.
That looked like a 98-yard interception, because if he catches that, I don't know that anybody's going to catch him going the other direction. So actually that's a big break for the Jaguars, because that could have easily been a turnover. Instead, it's third and goal from the 12. Twins on either side again. Titans show blitz. Here they come.
Holding.
Rolling to the right side. No flag. There's a late flag thrown over the middle, and it's into the end zone. Caught, touchdown, but it's coming back. As you mentioned, there's a flag on the field back at the 19-yard line. And it was just so out in the open and so obvious.
And Stompoli was looking right at it.
Yeah.
Holding against
and he didn't throw the flag.
Well, somebody got it for him. And so that's going to take it into a third and goal from about the 29, if the spot of the foul is correct there.
Yes.
You know, I think that you may be right that the white hat did not think it was holding, because he's having a discussion there. He's calling the penalty, it looks like.
Right.
They're not just picking it up. But I think he saw something that the person who threw the flag didn't see, or vice versa.
Vice versa. You know what? I'm sorry. He saw it.
You never quite know what an official actually does see, right? You know, from that vantage point on the field. Sometimes they do actually see things, something that looks from the stands to be ridiculously obvious.
That's true.
And it turns out, you know, like sometimes you'll see what you think is a trip, but the guy 2 feet away sees that the guy tripped over his own feet, you know, instead of. So anyway, third and goal from the 28. They're resetting the play clock, looks like.
And I don't understand that one.
I don't know. 7:27 to go in the half.
Because he blew it. Oh, never mind.
Anyway, Twins on either side, presumably in 4-down territory. Titans show blitz again, Careswell, and they sidestep it, throw, and it's incomplete. Throw a little too high, intended for Dicus.
Good pressure by Cam Careswell.
You know, what was so good about it is that the guy, he was blocked, and he just drove him right back.
And that affected the pass.
Oh, yeah, clearly. He had to sidestep it, and that affected his timing. And then it also affected
28 yards to go. It's
ability to get it on target. He threw it a little too high. And now it looks like
you're forced to do this.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Punt it and get 9 yards out of it? So, fourth and goal from the 28-yard line. Titans come on the blitz again. They step up, throw over the middle. It's incomplete. That's a tough one. It was actually tipped on the way. I don't blame Krautberger for not picking it off, because it was kind of wobbling toward him.
Because you talk about end zone.
Well, that was the other thing that it was, because normally on a fourth down play, you're taught not to intercept it.
But when you're out in the open like that, you see nothing but the end zone.
You presumably could have returned that beyond where the original line of scrimmage was.
Well, I wouldn't have been mad at him.
Well, it's kind of tough to get mad at anybody who intercepts a pass. But
it is.
So 7:16 left to go here in the first half.
Okay, we have the win, Joel. So
First time.
Do we see a little bit more air game out of Coach Sterling?
I wouldn't be surprised. If it were me, we would see a steady diet of Taylor Wilson and Marcion Marshall.
Because we have been moving the football.
Yeah.
Beating the clock up.
Plus, I want to establish that we can do it.
Yeah.
More than anything else, just as much to this game and this as for in the future for the people that are watching tape for us later on. I don't want I don't want to go to Columbia with Rockbridge thinking that all we got to do is take the air game away and we're done.
That's going to be interesting next week.
Yeah.
Because Rockers came in week 1 and just beat the dog out of Rockhurst. Blue Springs goes to Rockhurst and gets handled 17-0 last week.
Shutout. And then
Rockbridge goes to DeSmet in St. Louis and gets the crap beat out of them.
Yeah, well, I would never fault anyone for losing to DeSmet.
Yeah, but after you knock off Rockhurst?
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Titans from their own 28.
So let's see what they do here. Turnover on downs, they take over at the 28. On play action over the middle. They tip and a catch, and they'll head down the middle of the field. Let's see if they can catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Sammy Cooper. 72 yards.
72-yard touchdown.
That was nice. That was really nice. Great hands, great concentration.
And yeah, he bobbled it about 3 times, but man, once he did secure it, then he turned the jets on and nobody caught him. 7:05 to go here in the first half, and the Titans extended out 18-0. Extra point to come, and they are going to kick it looks like this time. Wiley, who missed one earlier, out of the hole to Clemens. Snap is high. Clemens gets it down. The kick is high, and it is good.
And the extra point by Wiley is good.
7:05 to go here. First half. Titans take a 19-0 lead. Back with the kickoff coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
First half.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Well, they talk about how football can be a game of inches, although that pretty well applies to almost every sport there is out there. But, in this game, as it's 19-0, Lee Summit West over Blue Springs South, there have been about 3 or 4 plays in this game where things could have gone completely opposite of the way they did. And this game could even be worse, or it could be better, as Wiley's kick with the wind at his back goes out of the back of the end zone. And that one was just one example where you had, a ball that was bounced in and out of the hands of Sammy Cooper. He bobbled it about 3 times, then finally secured it and went down and scored. But there was a defender there that maybe on one of those bobbles might have been able to just grab it right out of midair and turn what was a touchdown into an interception. We had another situation where there was a ball right in the hands of Wilson. Christian Wilson was just ready to go 98 yards back the other way, but he couldn't come up with it. Then we also had a 40-yard pass down the field right in the hands of a Blue Springs Jaguars player, and it bounces off of his shoulder pads, and he just misses it as he was wide open after somebody missed an assignment. This carry by Koenig, and a pretty good one up right side. And I believe it's going to be good for a first down as he got across the 32, about the 32. But, yeah, a little bit earlier, Guerin, who was bobbled and missed a couple of passes, boy, he had a gift. That was almost right out of a movie,
Yes. Tell you what, Kenny, he's not too much of a drop-off of Terry.
No. Yeah, everybody was talking about how much they relied on Austin and Terry for their offense, but they haven't really dropped off too badly.
Not at all.
Yeah. The only thing they really are missing is Koenig being also a receiver.
Right.
And they'll give it to him again up the middle on the zone read, and he gets to the 40-41. It'll be maybe a yard shy of a first down, set up a third down and short. Now the clock is running with 6:10 left to go, and remember the Jaguars only have the one timeout left after they burned a couple in the first quarter. Still plenty of time left. We'll also get our
4-yard gain.
eventually our timeout for the water break, presumably, although that won't save them the clock running. On the short play, Koenig with the off-right tackle run, good for a first down, although that time the exchange between Connard and Koenig looked a little awkward. One guy we haven't seen in this game, by the way, is Adam Connors, number 10, their other quarterback. He got it at least. He was kind of the Ben Coble from a few years ago, has been in this, where he's gotten a couple of series in each game, and he may still do it in the second half. We don't know, but so far they haven't gone to him yet. Here's Koenig right side on the first down play. This time the pursuit catches up to him, and he's knocked down after a gain of maybe 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Clock again still running at 5:10 left to go.
You know what? We talked about that earlier about how high school players are starting to jaw more, show more emotion after tackles and things like that. Well, the same thing's happening in college football right now.
Back to throw this time. Connard throws over the middle. It is caught. Nice catch. And he's found himself a pretty good target there.
Sure did.
In Isaiah Tue. He's a sophomore.
To number 84,
but
Isaiah Tue.
Obviously quite tall.
Number 38, Ahmad Cousins.
But that'll be good for another first down, as once again the Jaguars are moving the football. They moved it last time until they got some penalty trouble, and that just killed their drive. As this carry goes up the middle for a couple 3. Inside the Titan 35.
By number 28, Koenig.
Near the 30, let's say it'll be about the 33. I've got to get to the 26.
3-yard gain on the run.
So we'll call it 2nd and 7 with the clock running at 4:20 left to go, and the Titans on top 19-0. Connard from the pistol with an H-back. Looking right side. He's got plenty of time. Now rolls to the right side. He stopped right at the line, throws, and it is caught inside the 10 down to the 5. And I was looking to see if maybe there'd be a flag if he stepped over the line of scrimmage, but they rule he did not. And once again, that same target as Tue makes the catch. He was awfully close to that original, line of scrimmage.
He was.
But they didn't blow a flag, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 5. Second straight offensive possession where they're 1st and goal. It's a give. Koenig up the middle. He's hit at the 5 and falls forward to about the 3. 2nd down from here.
Koenig with a run of 2 yards.
This might be where they miss Terry the most because he's a low.
2nd and goal from the 3.
Koenig seems like he's a pretty good runner and plenty fast, but he doesn't quite have the bulk.
But it also looks like they've changed their play calling right here, and I don't know why they're doing that. Go back to that misdirection stuff again.
Maybe they feel with them that close to the end zone that it won't be as effective. I don't know. Or maybe they will go back to him as they give it to Koenig again, this time into the end zone. Waiting for an indication. Touchdown. Touchdown for the Jaguars. Koenig carries it in from 3 yards out. And with 3:10 left to go first half, the Jaguars get on the scoreboard 19-6 with the extra point to come. That was just a good job by the offensive line, really.
It was.
More than anything else. As Heitman out there for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, and he did just sneak it over. It was a low kick, but he did manage to get it 11 feet into the air and over the crossbar for an extra point. 3:10 left to go here in the second quarter. Titans still lead it, though. It's 19-7. Kickoff after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Rose Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
Back live at Titan Stadium, Joel Becker, Coach Royce Bain, Lee Summit West, Blue Springs South. Titans leading the Jaguars 19-7, with Blue Springs South showing a couple of pretty good offensive possessions and finally now coming away with some points. Kicking into the wind, high and short, and it'll be taken at the 15. Cooper, and he tried to sidestep to the left side, but he was caught.
Backwards.
Yep, as a good job there to come up on the play as Oakdahl followed him and caught him from behind. So we'll see what the Titans do here as an answer themselves. That was a good answer by the Jaguars.
That was a good answer. Did a great job of driving the ball down the field, mixing it up.
Half the pot of all money raised tonight.
3:03 showing in the clock in the first half. Plenty of time. Titans have all three of their timeouts.
This is our second possession, correct? Second play in the second quarter?
Well, we had, no, this is our third.
Is it?
Yeah. As they heave one down. Oh, by Cardell. He breaks the tackle. Chasing him toward the end zone. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown. 2 straight long passes. 82 yards this time. An extra 10 as Cardell made the catch. It was an attempt at a shoestring tackle. He broke it and went the rest of the way to the house.
I think Sterling likes to win. That is nice. And I tell you what, you talk about keeping your offense fresh.
Just going to say, unfortunately for the defense, they're going right back out, but it's only 3 minutes left to go in the half. They got plenty of time to rest after that.
Going for 2. Joel, would you go for 2 here?
No.
I would neither.
I'd have kicked a field goal earlier.
Chase that 2 somewhere else.
Yeah.
Or that 1.
But they're trying it. They want to make it a 27-7 lead. Coble, back to throw. Oh, he's looking for Marshall. That was covered. Now he'll throw, and he's got a man caught. Touchdown.
This time
it is that 2-point conversion makes good that time. As was that Clemens who got it? I couldn't see.
From Ben Coble to number 25.
That was Cardell, who had also made the touchdown pass, so I guess that's a little bit of karma. 2:52 to go here in this second quarter. It's now 27-7. Titans on top. Kickoff after this on Titan Football. Presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
810 Varsity takes you through the football season like never before. Watch games live throughout Kansas and Missouri, and even postseason action at 810varsity.com. Plus live tournament brackets, Top 25, Elite 81 All-Metro Team, live scoreboard, stories, and more. Check out Kansas City's new home for high school sports coverage. 810varsity.com.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Bain. Michael Wiley with the ball teed up at the 45. See if he... Offsides, as he did kick it out of the end zone. But it's going to be a... Oh, it's a legal procedure against the... Unless he pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, he pointed the wrong way.
Yeah.
False start against the Titans.
Yeah. So they'll push him back 5 yards, although the way he's been kicking it, I still think Wiley should be able to kick it out into the end zone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to kick it out of the end zone, just into it. You are taking a little bit of a chance when you do that, though, that you might kick it so far, but allow the coverage to develop before he ever is getting there. But we'll see. He's got the wind at his back. Approaching at the 35, and the long kick goes into the end zone, about 5 yards deep.
Sure does.
2:52 left to go in the first half, and again, the Jaguars only with the one timeout. You know, the other thing, it's one of those tough things as a coach and an offensive coordinator. You know, when you know you've got the wind at your back like that, and you know you can be successful on hitting those home runs, it's a strong temptation. But like I said, one of the dangers is, of course, now you keep putting your defense on the field.
That's exactly right.
Although there is only the 3 minutes left, so they'll have chance to rest when they go, into the locker room. Not much of a rush here as he throws, and far side it was caught and then knocked down. And again, he's going for that same man, Tawai.
And you know what? And that's a tough thing, is that defense is going to be on the field
to start off. Yeah, they get the ball. But so on the flip side, though,
second down and 7.
I wonder whether or not one of the thought processes is maybe we can goad them to try and do the same thing themselves, because they throw a long ball into this wind. There's probably, I'd say, 70-30 chance it gets picked off. Just because it would have to hang up there for that long. They give it to Koenig, not much there. And so there'll be a third down after a loss of a yard or two. It'll be back to the 22. They need to get to the 30. Clock is now stopped, as it looks like the Titans have called a timeout. Guess they want to preserve a little clock with the wind at their back here.
Right. I think they do.
Well, I mean, there is that 35-point thing that you might be looking at.
That's exactly right.
I mean, this would only get them to 35-7 conceivably.
91 senior Hampton would like to give a shout out to Mr. Paul Cleany.
And boy, I don't know, if you were, let's just say for the sake of argument, and we're looking ahead here, like, because we can do it, but let's just say that the Titans are able to stop them here, they get the ball back, and they score. And it would be 34-7 with a 1 point extra point. Do you go for the 2 again?
No.
Because what you're trying eventually to do is to get that 35-point lead. But yeah, I think you're right. The only time you would do it would be if that extra point gave you the 45, or the 35, excuse me, and that wouldn't be until next half, presumably. Now here's the next question: which side do you take as far as the wind is concerned next half, since they get the ball but you get to pick?
Well, I think that I would take the win in the fourth quarter.
Normally, ball hit, ball's loose. Did it go out of bounds? It's going to stay Jaguar football, but I think it went out of bounds. It should be fourth down, though. And I don't think they don't get the forward progress on the ball going out of bounds unless it was touched by
Big initial hit there by number 87, Cam Carswell.
It should go back to where he was hit, right? I think that's what they're doing,
when
too.
The ball goes out of bounds?
Yeah, when a fumbled ball goes out of bounds forward in high school.
Last play, but the Jaguars will keep it.
I don't think you get the forward progress, right? I thought they moved it back to wherever it came loose.
No, that's pros.
Oh, really? Okay. Anyway, it's still fourth down regardless, and a punting situation again into the wind. I would, as far as the wind is concerned for the third and fourth quarters, I would agree with you. As this is trying to be angled, but it is taken on a fair catch by Cooper.
Fair catch by number 4, Sandy Cooper.
At about the 45-yard line, that's where the Titans will take over. 2:10 left to go, and obviously they're going to be in the market for some more points here.
Yes, they are.
So that's the thing, is that let's just say for the sake of argument, we do get a touchdown and you go into the locker room at 34-7. Instead of taking the wind in the fourth quarter, you might want to take the wind in the third quarter so that you can put the game so far out of reach that you get the clock running and you get going, as opposed to making it tough for you. But I understand you can make an argument either side.
Right.
Coble empty backfield here. And he'll backpedal. Now he'll step up. Rolls to his right side. Throw in. Across his body. Did it make the catch? I can't tell.
I don't
think so. It was intended for Clemens, and so it'll be an incomplete pass, stopping the clock with 2:01 left to go. Second and 10. So, yeah, like I said, in a situation like that, when you're up that much by 30 points, you might want to take the win in the third quarter just so that you can get it out of.
Yeah, I understand your argument there.
On the other hand, if the worst happens, you want to make sure that you have that advantage in the fourth. So, I mean, you can make the argument either way.
You can.
Coble. And it is incomplete, almost intercepted. It was intended for Clemens. And I tell you what,
I'm telling you, that's just
second time.
Blue Springs South luck.
Yeah, second time they had 6 points in their back pocket. If all that in one case a receiver and in that case a defender had to do was hang on to the ball. And in neither case were they able to do it.
For the Titans from their own 45.
By the way, that was just a good play by Vavel, and also a bit of a what I meant by that is it wasn't a bad throw by wasn't even a bad decision by Coble. It was a little bit of a bobble by Clemens, I suppose, but other than that, it was just a good play defensively. On play action over the middle. This is Clemens. Will he get the first down? Boy, he's going to be close. I thought he was short.
Number 14, Kate Clemens.
I think they're going to measure this. Oh, we got an injured player. That's Vavel, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Stops the clock with 1:48 left to go. And they are going to move the chain, so it is a first down for the Titans. I tell you what, I thought he was short on that, just eyeballing it.
Right.
Because he really needed...
Probably where his knee went down.
Well, that's what I mean.
Probably right.
Yeah, because the ball really needed to get just past the 45. It looks like Vavel's okay. He's running off under his own power. Not sure exactly what happened to him. Maybe he got hit in a sensitive spot. I'm not sure. But he seems okay now.
Yeah, it's one of those, hey, Coach, I'm okay, man. How's the crowd taking it?
So 1st and 10. Twins on either side. Coble back to throw. He'll step up and throw, and it's caught. Out of bounds. Clemens again. That's about the 4th time in a row he's targeted Kate Clemens.
That's smart on Sterling's part right there. Got a new corner out there. Well, now he's coming off and picked on him.
8-yard gain on the passing catch. Second down.
That was Jeffries who came on for Vavel, as you mentioned, who's apparently back on now. Yep, he sure is. Clock is stopped with 1:34 left to go for second down. And Coble's throw near side, incomplete. Threw it at the feet of Sammy Cooper.
Pass is incomplete.
And it'll set up a third and short, third and about 2 with 1:29 left to go. And again, the Titans have 2 timeouts. Jaguars still have 1. With Lee Summit West on top by 20 at 27-7. See what they do here. And it's a give to Marshall. He'll head up the middle. And he got a first down again on that second effort. Strong running for Marshall.
Very strong.
Because he got hit maybe a half a yard shy of the first down and ended up a couple yards ahead of it.
He sure did. Because they were ready to mark him for almost a loss there.
Clock running 1:23. Low snap, but Coble picks it up. And he'll roll to the left, throwing toward the end zone. Cardell caught back in the end zone, touchdown. No flag, because you cannot believe, because there's a blatant hit in the back by Marcion Marshall to protect his quarterback. But they didn't call it, and 6 points for the Titans.
Here's your scenario, Joel. What do? You kick
go
it?
For 2? They're going to kick
for
it.
2. Come on now.
You kick it. And that's what they're going to do.
Well, I tell you what, I was asking somebody here before the game. I said, "What's this game going to be like?" He said it's either going to be
hard fought,
or The Titans are going to blow them
Extra
out.
point is good.
And I believe that person needs to go to Vegas right now. Put some money on some
1
horses.
minute left in the
All right,
half.
so it's a hard-fought 34-4 with 1:10 left to go in the first half in this one. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit Area Athletics.
Michael Wiley will step into another one and send it and back of the end zone and out.
Great weapon. Great weapon.
And the kick goes through the end zone.
So first and 10 for the 20-yard line for the Jaguars with minute 10 left to go in the half, and we'll see what they
Tell you what,
do
Joel,
here.
First week we were sweating. Last week you guys were in air conditioner. Now I need a coat.
That's a little chilly. It's because we got the windows open.
Yeah, that's true. And you know next week it'll be hot.
Probably will. It is still summer, you know. And it is a give, and so Koenig is going to head right side. So I was curious to see what they would do here.
Gain of 5.
And it was just the first down play. They still have time. One timeout, and they are in the hurry up, it looks
Second
like.
down to 5.
But they don't seem to be in any big hurry.
No.
So I don't know. It's always a tough thing for a coach. You find yourself down 34-7. Throw on the near side. It is caught. And a pretty good hit.
Nathan Lyon's been playing
Pass
well.
to number 17,
And he
Noah Storr.
didn't go out of bounds either, which probably would have been the smart thing to do, not only for his own health, but for the clock as well. As Storr was the receiver on that one, down under 30 seconds left to go. See if they take a shot here into the wind. He'll look that way, throws over the middle. It's caught against Storr, and again, he'll catch it but get tackled over the middle, and they will stop the clock, it looks like, to move the chains. So they'll have another chance to run a play here if they want to. And again, they've got it one more timeout, too. Puts it in play, 12 seconds, and they spike it.
What's your thinking right here, Joel? Why do you think he just spiked it instead of
Just go into the locker room?
Does he think that he can get down there close enough to call a timeout and kick a field goal?
No. Well, I don't know what he thinks. He thinks he has enough time for 2 plays. That's what Mark Files thinks. Let's see if he's ready.
And you know what?
Let's see if he's still ready for Vegas.
Mark Files is the man.
I think they could be 2 plays as long as one of them's an incomplete pass.
Right.
Throw on the near side, and it's 2-way, and he will run out of bounds.
Gosh, Mark.
Down to the 46. But again, there's still not, it's 5.3 seconds, and he still doesn't have the arm to get it in into the wind from here.
Well, this is trick play time.
I think they should kick a field goal.
Ball is placed at the 46-yard line.
62-yarder into the wind. Why not? Let's see what they do. Maybe they have a chance for 3 plays. Connor's stepping up. He'll run it. He's going to run toward the sideline. The clock is over, though, so that's going to do it. I'll end the first half. Adds a few stats there to finish off the half, but we'll go to halftime 34-7 with the Titans on top of Blue Springs South. We'll take a break. Mark Files will join us at halftime with all your numbers and analysis and odds and stuff like that on Titan Football. Presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Tired of over-the-hill softball leagues? Want some real action on the diamond? The Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League offers a number of different options for today's amateur recreational athletes, no matter what your age or ability. For more information, call the Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League at 913-649-2942 or visit their website at www.kcmsbl.com. Umpires for the league are also in demand. That number again is 913-649-2942.
All right, I got a message for you. Radio is the way to go if you want to advertise. Targeting your customers, any shape or size. Radio is a perfect way to tell them who and where you are. They listen at work, they listen at home, and you got them in that car. You've got to go with radio when you want to advertise. Here we go, watch me now. Hard rock and soft rock and easy listening too. Up and down the dialer formats just for you. Country, classic, talk, and gospel stations. Every market across the land has got a station for your situation. The cost is low, and radio is theater of the mind. You can present your information with imagination. If you want to get your message across the airways with radio. Call them, they will come right over. Remember, you got to go with radio when you want to advertise. There are lots of stations just your size.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to halftime. You have Mark Files here, and the Titans, the home team, are leading 34-7 over Blue Springs South. Dance team's out on the field right now entertaining the fans. The band took the night off because of the rain. Got to save those instruments. Pretty smart call by Cliff Thurmond, the director of the marching band and band programs here at Lee Summit West. Got some statistics here for you. Total offense for the visitors, Blue Springs South, 222 yards in total offense. They ran 44 plays. They're averaging 5 yards per carry. Through the air, they have 125 yards. The quarterback is 15 of 20 with a 8.3 yard per pass average. Rushing, they have 97 yards on 24 attempts. They're averaging just about 4 yards per attempt. They have 4 penalties for 40 yards, 1 turnover, which was a blocked punt that went into the end zone and was recovered. We're going to give unofficially the credit to Minifield for the cover, and we'll update those stats on Saturday morning. The Jaguars have punted 4 times with an average of 23 yards. Their time of possession is 16 minutes and 6 seconds. They have 15 first downs, 7 rushing, 8 passing, and they are 2 of 8 on third down conversions. They are 1 of 3 on fourth down conversions. As a team for the host, Lee Summit West Titans, 321 yards of total offense. They've run 28 plays. They average 11.5 yards per play. They have 252 yards in passing on 8 of 17 attempts. They're averaging 31.5 yards per pass. They have 4 touchdowns, and then Coble has the 1 interception for the turnover. The Titans are doing much better carrying the ball this week. They have 69 yards rushing on 11 attempts, averaging 6.3 yards per carry. Nice job by Marshall, nice job by Coble, and a great job by the sophomore Wilson as well. penalties. We have 4 penalties for 25 yards. The 1 turnover, which we mentioned before, was an interception. They punted 1 time for 39 yards. The time of possession for the Titans, 7 minutes and 9 seconds, which means the defense has been on the field quite a bit tonight in the first half. Titans have 12 first downs, 5 rushing, 6 passing, and 1 on a penalty. They're 4 of 6 on third down conversions and 1 of 1 on fourth down conversions. Talking about the head-to-head matchups, Max Connert, the quarterback for Blue Springs South, he is 15 of 20 for 125 yards. Ben Coble for the Titans, he is 8 of 17 for 252 yards and 4 TDs with the 1 interception. In the rushing attack for Blue Springs South, Dakota Koenig has done a nice job picking up the slack for the injured Austin Terry. It's next man up for the young man. He has had 15 attempts, got 56 yards. He's averaging 3.7 yards per carry with 1 touchdown. Austin Terry, prior to his leg injury, he had 5 attempts for 27 yards and was averaging 5.4 yards per attempt. Max Conard rounds out the rushing stats for Blue Springs South. He's got 14 yards on 4 attempts, averaging 3.5 yards per carry. For Lee Summit West, Ben Coble, he has 3 attempts for 42 yards, averaging 14 yards per carry. Taylor Wilson, 6 attempts, 21 yards. He's averaging 3.5 yards a carry. You got Sammy Cooper with 1 carry for 3 yards, and Marcinian Marshall, 1 attempt for 3 yards as well. On the receiving side, Isaiah Tuala, pardon the pronunciation on that. He has 6 receptions, 78 yards and a 13-yard average. Noah Storr has 3 catches for 25 yards, and Dakota Koenig has 4 catches for 12 yards. For Lee Summit West, the big numbers, Trevor Cardell, 3 receptions, 128 yards, 42.7-yard average, 3 TDs. Sammy Cooper, he has 2 receptions for 83 yards. He's averaging 41.5 yards per catch, and he's got 1 TD himself. And then you got Cade Clemens, who has 3 receptions for 41 yards and on a 13.7-yard per average catch. The young receivers, all 3 of the receivers are doing a great job. Coble's doing an excellent job of getting the ball. All 3 receivers are in the top performers for receivers on 810varsity.com. Each have been very closely going over the 100-yard mark at each attempt or each ball game. Cardell, this is the second or third time he's gone over 100 yards. Sammy Cooper is close, and Cade Clemens is gaining on that yardage as well. We'll update all defensive stats after we review the film on Saturday morning. They'll be posted on digitalstickout.com. Pull up Lee Summit West page, and you'll be able to see all the statistics. We've got how much time left here? We've got a little over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. We're going to take a quick break, run some commercials, and then we'll be back here to bring you the whole second half of Titan football, where the Titans right now lead at halftime 34-7. You're listening to a presentation of Back Porch Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Are you looking for a heartwarming and unique gift? Consider master storyteller David Lewis's Memories CD collection. Warm memories of the cold. 9 of David's best memories of sleds, snow, Grandpa on ice, 34 degrees below, skates, and Christmas. Hope's Paws, Wings and Claws. 13 recollections of cats, horses, dogs, birds, a misguided vet, and a bobcat that stuck to the wall. Just folks. 13 memories of the Witch in the Woods and other captivating people, gone but not forgotten. And you had to be there. 14 heartwarming tales like Fantasy on the Porch, An Ox Out of His Box, A Foot Fetish Catfish, and more. Recollecting times, places, people, and events in David's life you simply have to hear for yourself. David's CDs are available online at memoriescds.com. You can hear audio clips at the website. That's memoriescds.com. Why not buy the gift that can be enjoyed over and over? David Lewis's Memories CD collection. A touch of the heartland for your family.
All right, I got a message for you. Radio is the way to go if you want to advertise. Targeting your customers, any shape or size. Radio is a perfect way to tell them who and where you are. They listen at work, they listen at home, and you got them in that car. You've got to go with radio when you want to advertise. Here we go, watch me now. Hard rockin', soft rockin', easy listening too. Up and down the dialer formats just for you. Country, classic, talk, and gospel stations. Every market across the land has got a station for your situation. The cost is low, and radio is theater of the mind. You can present your information with imagination. If you want to get your message across the airways with radio. Call them, they will come right over. Remember, you got to go with radio when you want to advertise. There are lots of stations just your size.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
Welcome back to halftime. This is Mark Files, where the Titans are up 34-7 over the visiting Jaguars from Blue Springs South. Pulling some high school scores for you from around the area. The opponent for Lee Summit West last week is up 27-0 over Belton. Lee Summit High School is down 14-7, the last score we had to Staley. That is a business trip, road trip for those folks, getting ready to start the third quarter. And right now, around halftime, we have Lee Summit North up 7-0 over Blue Springs. And we'll keep you up to date on those scores as well. First week's opponent for the Titans, Park Hill, they're up 20-0 over Liberty North at halftime. And then, let's see, who else do we have? We were talking about Rockhurst, Raymore Peculiar. Rockhurst is up 17-7 over Raymore Peculiar, and that's a halftime score as well. We got the coach that's joined us. They're over there trying to figure out their smartphone technology between the coach and Joel, trying to pull scores there. While they're looking, here's another local score from Lee Summit. Summit Christian Academy, they're up 21-0 at half over Clinton. I was looking for the St. Michael's score, and I have not found it yet, but if we get an update on that, we will bring it up and let you know on that as well. All right, Coach, you saw the stats. I read them for the fans, put them out there. Half as many plays, twice as many points.
Time of possession, lopsided. Oh, jeez. Well, I tell you what, and that mysterious person that I was talking to is you.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, it's either they were going to battle, because they battled last week against Ray Peck.
Very much so.
And it was a very close, what was it, 35-34?
Yeah, they lost in overtime.
And then a little adversity hits them. And I tell you what, that's tough luck right there. I mean, they got balls bouncing out of hands. It just defeats yourself.
It does. And we know we still got a whole other half of football coming up. You take a player like a Terry,
Yes.
who is basically, I won't say he's all of your offense, but he's your running game, and he does very, very well for you. Seeing Kinnick step up and doing what he's been able to do, he's a different runner.
Yes.
A little different style, but I think that's something they can build off of, and I'm not sure I want to see him in week 7, 8, or 9.
Oh, and again, gosh, they got Blue Springs next week, and then they got Rockhurst the week after. Well, I tell you what, Mark, you're looking at 0-5.
Yeah, it's tough sledding, but everybody gets to go to the playoffs, first round of district.
Exactly.
How would you like to be lined up playing a Blue Springs South team from the St. Louis side and seeing them with, and it's conceivable they could have a losing record.
Right.
I think they could bite somebody.
Oh, they could. They could, just because of how tough the Kansas City area is.
Well, and there's no let up in the kids from Blue Springs South. That's one thing I will tell you. They are playing hard, they are competing, and they are trying to get better every play. That is for sure.
Well, and I tell you, I'm gonna give a lot of credit to Chris Barrows, and I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. After watching what the offensive line did last week, he lit some fire under some people. He made a great adjustment by moving the center around. Donnie Pizzetti back to center. That was huge, and you know what? His blocking schemes that he's got. I mean, the guys are blocking. Last week they were getting blown into the backfield, and this week they're not. I mean, they're coming off the football.
While we're checking scores here, we got an update. This is an interesting score.
Man, Park Hill South 4.
Yeah, I saw that one. 4-0. Is that what it is?
Yeah, over who? Who was that?
Over Platte County? No. Who are they playing? St. Joe Central. 4-0 over St. Joe Central. Now, they're probably playing up north, I'm guessing, in St. Joe maybe, and they're getting some nasty rain. Yeah. Well, here's another interesting score for you. Blue Valley Northwest on a cross-state rival game or a cross-state line game. They're playing Harrisonville. Blue Valley Northwest leads that game 12-6 over Harrisonville. That's interesting. Raytown South. That used to be a game that was played at the end of the season. This year, it's played mid-season. Right now, Raytown is leading that ball game.
Rockers just went up 24-7 over Ray-Pac.
Here's another interesting score for you. Center High School. Because of the wet field, we're not able to get their field line like they wanted to, so they asked to take the game to Oak Grove. Oak Grove would not reciprocate on trading home games with them in their 2019 season. At halftime, or actually at the end of the third quarter, at halftime, Center leads 20-7.
At Center.
No. They're playing at Oak Grove. They moved the game from Center to Oak Grove.
Oak Grove said that you can bring the game here.
Bring the game here.
We're still going to have a home game.
And it's going to be our home game, and we'll keep our home game next year too.
Wow.
So
you know what? When I was in high school, that was our rivals, Boonville and Oak Grove, and that mentality. And guess what? There's some people still there from when I played.
Yep.
And flat out bunch of
fine people from Oak Grove. Here's that Raytown South score for you. 13-zip going into the halftime. That's the score we have. It'll be updated here shortly. We've got just a little bit under a minute left to go. Both teams are back out on the field. They're doing their pre-third quarter stretches here at halftime. Again, the Titans lead 34-7 over the Jaguars from Blue Springs South. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Joel and the coach, the Hall of Famer coach, will have all the game action for you. You're listening to a presentation of Backport Sports, Beckbro Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Boehm, Lee Summit West, and Blue Springs South here
So we've been trying to keep up to date on some of the others. We're seeing a little bit more rain coming down, though, now.
Oh, yeah, there is.
In the
I
second
tell you
half.
what, I wish I was down there.
Do you?
Hell no.
That was the other thing that was nice about when Jeff Griswold used to carry around a microphone for us, is we got the pleasure of watching him brave the elements anytime we had a game like this one.
Oh, man. I tell you what.
That
remember
was
that
fun.
one down in Ozark?
Oh, I remember. I believe they call it the Ozark Scenic Riverways for a reason.
Yes. Hey, Joel, you know what?
Yes.
They took your advice.
Yeah, they took the wind for the third quarter. I think that's what I would have done. Boy, that one almost split the uprights as Michael Wiley kicking it.
Goes through the end zone.
Because, I mean, especially, bad weather, all this stuff, that based on that last drive that Blue Springs had and the play calling that they chose, I don't get the impression that, if you could get a 35-point lead on them, that they would really be all that interested in hanging around.
No, I don't think so.
And so,
I mean, but again, Joel, it goes back to a pride factor as a coach,
sure.
too.
And the kids, too, for that matter. As they'll throw on first down, throwing and wide open and dropping the ball on the play.
Now,
was Dykus.
Once again, that was
very catchable
cheap,
ball.
But a cheap shot.
Yeah,
a
they
late
hit. Yeah, hit afterwards. And that's the one thing, and for the Titans especially with the 34-7 lead here.
Absolutely. You don't need to do silly things like that.
You need to make sure that you rein it. And the other thing is, that's the thing, is that about, with the Titans and Blue Springs or Blue Springs South or whatever, there's always, there's a certain history between the two teams.
Uh-huh.
Not like Ray Peck or another Lee Summit school, but there still is. As there's a give up the middle. And Koenig got about 3, and it'll set up a third down. Boy, I tell you what, punts in this soup are going to be
yeah, they are.
An adventure.
I just think about the Blue
7
Springs
yards
South
to go for
coaches
the
right now,
Jaguars.
thinking
It's
about,
third down.
they're down 34-7, and now the rain comes. What else is going to come against them?
Yeah. I mean, heck, if that were me, I would just be tempted to just hand the ball off until the game was over. Titans show blitz. Here comes Carswell. He'll throw it, and it is caught. Far side, breaking a tackle down the far sideline, all the way down to the 50, and then pushed out of bounds. Nice run in there again. That's that same number 84, Isaiah Tawai, who not only made a good catch, but also a real good run afterwards.
84.
Yeah, 84.
Yeah.
Shoved out of bounds at the 49. First and 10 for Blue Springs South.
So first and 10 in Titan territory. Thrown over the middle again, Tawai. He's been their big target,
He
really.
has been their main guy.
Yeah. Makes the catch over the middle. Is tackled shy of a first down by maybe a yard or two at the Titan 40. Tauai. I'm calling him Tawai.
I couldn't even say it.
I'm going with Tawai. Back to throw. Throwing far side. And leaping, but incomplete. Good effort there on the far side there.
Blue Springs South has been able to move the ball into the wind.
Yeah.
And throw the ball into the wind very well.
Tony Roach with the attempt there. And boy, he laid out for it, didn't he?
I mean, he touched it.
Yeah. Didn't have much chance.
No.
But
ball placed at the 40-yard line. 2 yards to go.
so it's third and a short 2 here. And keep in mind that, of course, Austin Terry went down with an injury. We don't have any update on what kind of an injury it is. Looked like a knee to
like
us.
A knee, yeah.
But the severity or not. Koenig, who's replaced him, and he spun his way across to a first down because he was about to be hit in the backfield.
He was.
And the spin was enough to at least allow him to fall forward and get that first down.
Run by Tua. Initial hit by number 49, Elliott Keys. Does move the change. First and 10.
Dakota Koenig with the run. Number 28. At least that's what the roster says. Throwing far side
Same
again.
pass.
And again, incomplete.
Same route.
Yep.
Pass is incomplete.
Same target. Tony Roach. And good coverage by Wilson on the play.
It was good coverage by Wilson.
But
But they see something there because
Yeah.
they keep going back to it.
Hard to believe they can see anything. Second down and 10. Just underway second half. Titans on top 34-7. Twins on either side. Kenny in the backfield. Back to throw. Over the middle, it is caught and tackled relatively quickly after the catch.
Once again,
Noah
they've
Storr.
gone to just simplifying their game. Just short little passes, dump passes.
8-yard gain on the catch.
Max Conard
Ball at the 30
has
yard
been the
line.
quarterback this
2
whole
yards
game
to go.
so
It's
far.
Third down.
Third and about 2 again. Pretty much the same as the last time. Kenny will come up to his right. From the shotgun, Twins on either side. Probably in 4-down territory. They blitz. He comes over the middle, and it is caught. Nope, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Noah Storr again, and it'll set up a 4th and 2.
Good coverage right there by Grauberger.
Can't believe they're not kicking a field goal. Make it 34-10. Easy 47-yard chip shot into a hurricane.
Look at that wind and rain.
4th and the long 2 this time, and the Titans jump off and
gave him a first down.
handed the first down. Unless they say he was pulled. They're discussing it now. I didn't think so. Was it Keys who jumped early, I think?
Yep.
Yeah. Boy, it sure looked like the Titans were all set to stop him a minute, even though they've been moving the football pretty well.
So what do you think old Limbo's thinking right now? He's not too happy, is he?
No. Thinking, I can't believe I'm outside for this.
And it was my guy that jumped offside.
Titans blitz. Conard steps up. He'll head toward the sideline. Throws at the last minute. It's intercepted. Did he get his foot in? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Christian Wilson with the pick at the 5-yard line. And the Titans will take over 1st and 10, maybe about the 6.
There you go. Christian makes up for his drop that he had earlier.
Almost. Because that was a touchdown.
That was.
But he did make a good play on it. I'll have to give him that.
All right, so what do you think? Sterling, first play, long, deep pass.
Oh, yeah,
What the heck?
absolutely. Take a shot. Just put it up and send Cardell and Clemens.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Go route everybody. Here we go. Down set, 9.99, go. Standing just in front of his end zone. It's a give. Marcion Marshall. Boy, he made a nice move. Broke a tackle and gets a first down. It looked like around to the 16-yard line. Imagine we'll see some of him in this second half, at least to start out with. And they'll give it to him again, trying to get around the left side.
Once again, does a great job. Good
Hard.
blocking up front.
Hard, looks like uphill running, doesn't it?
West, first down.
Clock is running. Actually, they stopped it as he went out of bounds, or to move the chains, and now starts back up again with 8:45 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Titans.
Can you see anybody through those glasses there?
Sure. It's all soup. Marshall on the delayed give again. And this time stopped after a gain of maybe 4.
Sterling's putting him to sleep right now, and he's going to go up top here in a second.
1 yard gain on the
Remember when we first started doing this and you were the head coach and I was always bugging you to kick 50-yard field goals?
Oh,
and
yeah. Did we a couple times? We did a couple times, didn't we?
You did. A couple of fake punts here and there.
Absolutely.
I remember those.
There's the throw.
On play action and incomplete.
You could tell that the ball was a little sloppy.
Yep, Callahan was the intended receiver. Although I thought for a minute Lofsky was going to be the guy. And then he lost his footing and went down. When he first thought it, I thought the receiver he had intended it to had fallen, but it wasn't exactly the case. Third down and long here for the Titans. Now, the one good thing if they don't make it is that Cade Clemens would have the opportunity to have a 75-yard punt.
Yes, he would.
Back to throw Coble. Shuttle pass up front. Marshall makes the catch. And he's going to be close to a first down. He needed to get to about the 32.
Shovel pass to Marshall. Tackle made at the
Looks like he
31.
might be a yard short. What do you think? Fake punt?
Oh, why not? You know what? No, don't give it away this early in the season.
So it can only be a 69-yard punt now.
There you go.
For Clemens. See who that is. It is Vabel standing back at his own 25. Hopefully he gets a good snap here. Clemens standing back at his own 17, and he does. Rolls it to the right side. He's going to fake it.
Looky there.
And he's going to get the first down, too.
Good call, Joel.
I'm ready for Vegas.
And the Titans
I got an update from Blue Springs. 14-8 North. 3 minutes left.
Wow. Yeah, I'll win at the tables and at the buffet in Vegas.
Oh, no kidding.
First and 10 for the Titans from their own 38.
No, it might have been the third. I think it was the third.
Okay, that sounds more likely. Although this game has been taking a long time for
It
him.
has.
It's this lopsided. First and 10 after the run by Clemens on the fake punt. They'll give it to Marshall up the middle.
Nice run.
And again, just power running right
Good
up the
power
middle.
running. Good offensive line's coming off the football. Creating just a little bitty seam, and man, that's all he needs.
Pick up a 13 to midfield. It'll be first and 10 for the Titans. Boy, they'd love to get a touchdown and a two-pointer, get that clock running in the second half, and get the twos in.
Yeah, that would be good, especially with the big road trip next week.
Yep. Coble, give Marshall, sidesteps. Oh, got another big hole and ran over a couple of players himself anyway.
Marshall barrels up the middle.
To about 7-yard gain. Looks like they're going to mark him just past the 45.
6-yard gain on the run.
So it'll be second and a short 5, long 4.
Slowing things down, eating the clock up.
Yep. Not to mention, it's been a long time since the Lee Summit West team would think about having twos. They're going to have to call a timeout here as they ran out. They were letting it run, but couldn't get the right personnel on. So the West will burn their first timeout. But I mean, going back to a program that is 13, 14 years old.
What's that now?
Our program?
15.
15.
Yeah.
And so going back to 0-7 first year, when would you have ever thought you might be in a situation where you could be in a game with Blue Springs South and have your twos in the game at any point?
Oh, I know. That's
much less, one drive into the second half.
That's very true.
Really,
with any school in Class 6.
Yeah.
6.
But I mean, South. And although they have had some tough years recently, they've been a good team. Even during the tough years, they still managed to. Didn't they knock off Blue Springs one of their tough years?
They sure did.
They're always a good team, even if their record doesn't always indicate it.
The stairwell to the press box.
And even they're 0-2 this year, but both of the games they played, as you mentioned, they were very much in them.
They were. I mean,
And
honestly, this is their first true blowout.
It is, although I would even go so far as to say they are not being outplayed in this game as much as the score would indicate. Because, like I said before, not for 3 or 4 bobbles in this game, it could be, much, much closer. Blue Springs could have a couple of touchdowns that they don't. They finally put the ball in play. It's second down from the 45. From the pistol, it's going to be Marshall up the middle. He was knocked down. Pretty good play that time by the Jaguars, and that was Myers.
Like that somebody got hurt there for Lee Summit West, and I think it might have been Reese.
Huh. I just was impressed still with Myers' ability to stop Marshall's forward progress sort of from the side. That's not a whole lot of guys can do that. Third down and 1. Jaguars show blitz. Marshall sidesteps it. He'll get a first down. Nice running again, Marcion Marshall. Good to see him back after working through an injury. I think he played a little bit hurt the first week. Got the second week off, and then he's much, much better this week. He's looking. Clock running. We played through half of this third quarter. Titans, 1st and 10 from the Jaguar 38. It'll be Marshall. He was hit at the line, but dragging players forward again.
Yeah, you always like that when you see him dragging.
Across the 35 to the 34.
Brought down at the 34.
So we pick up a 4, second down and 6. Coming up on 5 minutes left to go. You know, even without the running clock, they're doing a pretty good job of knocking it off this drive so far. Here's the second down play again from the pistol with the H-back. And on the delayed give, Marshall sidesteps one tackler, gets hit from behind, knocked down, knocked forward though.
That's what we like to see right there.
As he gets down to the 30, a pickup of about 5, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 2.
3-yard gain. 3rd down and 2.
Basically in 4-down territory here at this point. Although Wiles could certainly make it from here.
Yes, he could.
No question. And they're going to throw it. Actually head toward the end zone, but that's going to be overthrown. But I think they were thinking they got 4 downs. What the heck?
There's a flag down on the far side.
There's a flag down, and maybe there's a interference call. Who knows?
Holding.
Looks like a defensive holding call. So that'll be 10 yards, and it'll give the Titans a first down. Stops the clock with 4:03 left to go in the third quarter, but it extends the drive. This is always a tough position to be in as a coach when you're blowing out another team. On the one hand, you want to get to that 35 points and get the clock running. And at the same time, you don't want to do anything that seems like you're showing up another team.
First and 10 for the Titans. From the Jaguars,
you know, like a fake punt or going for it on 4th down and stuff like that, which we're doing. But, you know, and it's one of those things where you're having to weigh the factors of, you know, trying to get the second and third stringers in and get the clock moving and keep people from getting hurt and all against, you know, sportsmanship.
Right.
As Marshall breaks one tackle, sidesteps another, and gets down to about the 15. As he'll pick up maybe 4 or so, it'll be 2nd and 6. Clock running under 4 minutes left to go.
I'm sitting there thinking,
by number 9, Orlando.
We get a score here. Do we go for 2? Should you go for 2?
I think you should, yes. Because you want to get that running clock going. But it's but I can understand it's a dilemma regardless.
Right.
And they'll throw it. It is incomplete through the arms of Sammy Cooper. Looked like
very unusual for Sammy to do something like that.
Yeah,
but
although
he was already turning around running though.
Yeah, and it is unusual conditions out there today. But he has had a little bit of trouble with that all game long. Although I have to say that was one of my favorite from the movie The Replacements, when their receiver who had trouble catching footballs, and of course he wipes all the stickum all over his hands, and And it was Orlando Jones playing the part as they'll give it to Marshall up the middle. A nice hole. Ball comes loose. Jaguars say they got it. You had to figure it's only a matter of time before a fumble. Marshall comes out of the pile with the ball, and they are saying it's 4th down. I'm not sure he did fumble it because I saw
he reached back for it.
Yeah, I saw a beanbag come out, so that meant they had indicated a fumble. So it's going to be 4th and like a half a yard, and they are going to bring Wiles out, Michael Wiley out there to try a field goal. I don't have a problem with this because then if you get a touchdown, you don't have to worry about going for 2. So on 4th down and inches, snap back, ball down, kick up.
Missed it.
Missed it on the right side.
No good.
So 2:48 left to go here in the third quarter. They run off about 10 minutes of the quarter and still did a good job. They didn't come away with any points, but so what? I have no problem with that, and I have no problem with them not going for it. But anyway, to finish the story, when Orlando Jones, the actor playing it, when he said, "Isn't that illegal?" and Gene Hackman playing the coach said, "What are they going to do? Send you to football jail?" He said something else, which I won't repeat, even though we're on the internet and I could get away with it. So we'll see what the Jaguars do here, still going into the wind. And it will be a run for Koenig up the middle. Close to 9.
Once again, they start off so strong, and then it's like as soon as they get past the 50-yard line, they just go backwards.
8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2.
Trying to look to see whether or not the Titans still have pretty much mostly ones in there.
Yeah, they do.
Clock, though, running. 2:15 left to go. Connard. Oh, actually, I take that back. We are seeing Connors for the first time as this run up the middle. Koenig again.
Nice shoestring tackle.
I'm assuming that's Adam Connors, the 6'2",
yes, it is.
180 quarterback, because technically they do have a number 10. It's also a sophomore defensive back. Pretty sure that's not who that is.
Run is good for a 1st down. 1st and 10, Jaguars.
So Adam Connors getting his first action in this game. Handing the ball off for the 3rd straight time. No action that time. Stop for no gain as the clock continues to run with 1:45 left to go.
Behind the line for a 2-yard loss. About 4 Titans in on that tackle. 2nd down and 12.
You never used that line when you were coaching, did you?
What's that?
What are they going to do, send you to football jail?
No. I'm not that fast. I'm not that witty.
Well, he did have a script. Helps a lot. Throw over the middle, bounced, and caught.
And because of the hit.
Yeah, Cahill actually held him up so he could make the catch. Isaiah Frost with the catch. Would have been incomplete.
Yes, it would have.
Of course, if he wrapped him up the way he was supposed to on the tackle, then he wouldn't have been able to use the arm to catch it. So
5 yards to go. It's 3rd down.
it is amazing how much, as coaches, you always talk about preaching fundamentals and blah, blah, blah. Oh, that one tipped on the way through.
Nathan Lyon did a great job right there knocking that down.
So that was the first 2 passes of the game for Adam Connors. So, as a hockey coach, I always had this too, that I oftentimes had very high-level kids that I was coaching, AA, whatever, even at 12 and under 30,
Right.
And yet I would probably spend a good 80% of my practice time just working on fundamentals and not, scrimmaging or something. I mean, that was the last thing I would try and do with these guys. And, sometimes parents would ask me about that. Oh, that could have been Pat. Yeah, here it comes.
Got him.
And I tell you what, it was that same receiver that we've been talking about all game, Isaiah Taue. And he, although I tell you what, I'll take that I'll take the 15 yards over the
Over
touchdown
the
he could have
touchdown,
had.
Yeah.
But I used to get asked sometimes from the parents, how come you seem like you're doing the same drills all the time and the same, and I'm like, it's because when we get to these games, I want them to be able to do the same plays the same way they do them. And it's got to be second nature. It's got to
It
be
does. Absolutely.
and so when we're talking about things like tackling and whatnot, and how many times do we go into the game and say, well, they'd be doing okay, but they're having a hard time tackling or whatever, and that's all about fundamentals. That's all about the simple practices, and I know kids don't always like doing that because it's not as entertaining and fun and whatnot, but it pays dividends. Oftentimes it's the difference between teams that win and teams that don't. There's another drop on that toss over the near side.
12 years that I was here.
Your Hall of Fame career, you mean?
Second down and 10.
Our practice schedule never changed. Same thing, same routine, same patterns.
It saves you from having to redo all the.
But it does. But again, though, it put the kids knowing exactly what they're doing every day.
Well, routine's a big thing too. Football as much as any sport. Second down. Back to on the quarterback draw. And I think that was an intended quarterback draw.
I think it was too.
I mean, he did look for a little bit, but the way he took off, it looked to me like he wasn't looking for something in particular to tell him to take off. He was just supposed to. And it was a good pickup. Connors made about 2 or 3 on the play, so it'll be third down and long. And that very well will be the last play of this quarter. If they have any sense, it will be.
8 yards to go. It's third down.
Let it run
down. 5 seconds left. Looks like they may want to run another play.
They're aware of it.
I don't know why you would do that anyway. Nope, that's it. I think if the clock didn't run out, they would have run another play. And again, that would have been a silly thing from a strategy standpoint to do on a third down when you got the win. Although, like you said before, they were doing an okay job throwing into it. All right, 12 minutes of football left to go. No scoring in that third quarter. The Titans maintain their lead at 34-7. Back with a fourth after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
High school sports fans,
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Boehm and Quick Draw Files, our producer.
Quick draw.
It's the second time he's accidentally fired off a second commercial. Start the fourth quarter, third down and long. Back to throw. Connors throwing near side. Oh, caught by Tua. He was hit immediately, Cahill, but did a good job of hanging on. And just good enough for a first down. So now, the question of which side do you take in terms of the win does make a difference.
It does now.
Because if the only thing about it is that again, it's although nobody did score, it's still a 34-7 lead. But if a couple of bounces go and they feel like they're in the game, it could actually make a difference. Who knows? As Koenig on the left side, he's hit. As he got near the 25, falls forward. He may be shy of a first down.
Koenig with the run to the left side. 9-yard gain on the play.
And yeah, he will be just shy. It'll be second down. Clock running.
He cut that one back. It looked like if he would have stayed to the outside, he might have had a few more yards there.
Could have been. So second and short. See if they want to take a shot here. Connors from the pistol. And he will give it up the middle. Koenig gets that first down, broke through the first level, and Grauberger coming up a little gimpy, it looked like, after that. It'll be another first down. Sean Fredrickson making the tackle.
Blues Ring South with the first down on the play.
First and 10 on the 15 of the Titans. Connors. And Koenig again left side, weaving his way across left tackle and getting down inside the 10 to about the 7 or so.
I'll tell you what, I think they're running the ball better with him
than they did with Terry. Well, there's not a really large sample size. They didn't really run it that much with Terry when he was in there. They were so interested in throwing us off by throwing the football, it seemed like. One question, though, that I would have after this play is to give to Koenig again up the right side, and he's going to get close to a first down. Needs the 5 for a first down. Would set up a 1st and goal. Is do you keep Connors in the game if he leads them to a touchdown here?
Oh, I think you have to.
Yeah. Although, the funny thing is, you could say, well, all he's doing is handing the ball off.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though, the Titans are not honoring him. Once he hands that ball off, nobody's on him.
No.
So if the coaches up in the box are doing anything and telling the offensive coordinator.
We'll see what they do here from the pistol, and they did give him the first down, 1st and goal, and it's a toss. Koenig right side. Ooh, he was hit as he got to about the 4.
Koenig with the run to the right.
2nd and goal. Clock is running, though. It's down under 10 minutes. 9:40 and counting.
2nd down and goal from the 5.
2nd down.
Joe, good luck with this. I can't see anything.
I'll let you know what happens.
There you go.
Connors from the pistol. Gives it. Koenig left side. Got
good stop
off left tackle, and they did stop him. Dazzle and company in the middle of the line, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Well, he picked up a yard. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. So if we stop him here, you think they'll go for it?
I think you have to.
You think?
I think you have to.
3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
3rd down. Play clock down under 10 as they come to the line. H-back moves to the left. And it is a give. Koenig, he slipped as he got to the 5, and it's going to be 4th down.
Another tackle by Grauberger
is
for a
free.
loss.
Every time.
Everybody is honoring him.
Yeah. Might be an interesting thing to try on 4th down.
It would.
Loss of 2 on the play.
I'm surprised we're not seeing more, by the way, of the slipping like that, especially as much as it's been raining in the second half. Because it's been coming down pretty hard ever since the second half started. Down to 10 seconds left again as they come up to the line. Twins on the left, an H-back to the right. Koenig in the backfield, Connors on 4th down and goal from the 4. And it is going to be a throw on play action, throwing incomplete.
Pass is knocked down.
The 2 defenders actually run into each other. And it just, I don't know if Toy couldn't see it or what.
I question that.
And the Titans will take over on downs. I don't know.
I don't know what the coaches up here, well, this is Blue Spring South coaches, what they're not seeing.
You want to go ask?
I really do. Can you guys see that nobody's honoring the quarterback?
I appreciate your time and effort as a teacher. Thank you for being at school today. It was a great
It's interesting. Yeah, they're doing the water break. Which normally in monsoons that's not necessary. They skipped it last quarter, and I think the quarter before too.
They did.
But
I'd also like to give a shout out to Miss Pickard.
Okay.
Shout out to Miss Pickard for allowing me to
8 minutes and 1 second left to go. Titans will take over on their own 4. And they're going into the wind, which doesn't matter if all you do is run the ball.
Right.
Thanks for always making your class enjoyable to be in. This has been one of my favorite classes.
What's the over-under, you think, on Sterling deciding to take a shot at a home run ball on the first play here?
I don't think he would. I think Vinny's in his ear going, no.
Stop that. Cardell on the near side. Clemens is on the far side, wide out. And there's no safety help over the top on Cardell's side, by the way. There is on the other side. And it'll be a give. Up the middle, and looks like Marshall will get to maybe the 6.
Run to the left side by Marshall.
And, of course, the Titans not in any big hurry.
Jacob McCubbin.
promise you.
You think if that other guy was our coach, he might have taken a shot downfield?
No, hell no.
We would have had our sideline reporter yelling at him.
Yes, you would. Well,
do we have an injury here?
Somebody got hurt.
It might be Marshall.
Marshall again?
Well, he was a little slow in getting up.
Why is he backing off the field?
I don't know. Yeah, he may be cramping. That's be my guess. The way he's walking, I think he's got an ankle cramp or calf cramp or something.
I've never had an ankle cramp.
I think that's Max Payne in the backfield in the pistol to take his place. And on play action, they do throw over the middle. And it is
dropped.
Incomplete. Callahan again.
Pass is incomplete.
The intended receiver.
Intended for number 42, Jake Callahan.
And he had an opportunity to catch it and didn't.
He sure did.
I don't know why they're not throwing it to 87.
Well,
third down.
You got to be in the game first, don't you?
Yeah, that's helpful. But that's what I meant, why they're not. Third down. And on play action again, Coble from the end zone rolls to the right. He'll stop, he'll throw.
No.
And it's incomplete. Should have been intercepted. Once again, just playing way back in center field is Luke Fellers, and that's the second time he should have had a pick and didn't. That came right to him.
And Coble tried to go for the deep ball on that one.
Yeah, into the wind.
Into the wind and rain.
I think they should go for it. 4th down and 10 for, well,
you're right.
4th and 9. Clemens going to be kicking from his own end zone. Can't be good for his stats. Maybe they'll do another fake. Don't hold your breath.
I'm not.
Good snap. Short kick, but let's see what kind of bounce it takes. Not a great bounce. Go out of bounds around the 35.
Got some
He
scores
would have intercepted
from around the area.
about the
Yeah,
same
that's about where it would
Blue
have been.
Summit North and Blue Springs are meeting up. Blue Springs currently leads 21-14.
Might have heard in the background, Blue Springs 21-14 lead over
Park Hill
Lee
over
Summit
Liberty
North.
20-7. Staley's beating Lee Summit 14-7.
14-7 still to score over there against Staley and Lee Summit High.
Tell you what, Lee Summit's doing a good job moving to Class 5.
Rockledge
Playing
over
pretty
Ray
strong.
Peck 31-10.
All right, so Jaguars take over again. And this will be Koenig trying to get around the left side. He's being chased. Oh, he was able to elude one tackler and make a pretty good gain out of it.
My bad. They moved down in conferences,
Kenny with the run to the
but
left
they're
side.
still in
Class 6, yeah. Yeah, because they're in our district.
Yeah, and that's tough too. Having to play all five
Brought
Class
down
5
29.
schools.
Yeah. And then
And
playoff
then
time. Yep.
Second down and 3.
But I mean, they're playing steadily tough right now.
Well, I was going to say, that's certainly no pushover.
No.
And it is, again, going to be Koenig. Left side. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Blue Springs South.
Probably should have been tackled at some point, but
Yeah, he
he
should have.
squirted free and managed to
Got
race
to the
his way
edge.
into the end zone.
Got to the
We'd like
edge.
everybody to know that all food in the concession stands is half price. So head on down to the concession stands, grab some half price.
Do you mind if I go down there?
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, get some popcorn down there.
Might be a little soggy, though. Extra points. Snap back, ball down, kick up. It was a fake, and they knock it away, and now it's taken by Wilson, and of course he can't do anything with it. They finally blow it dead, or they've been trying to blow it dead for a while. I don't know if that was designed as a fake, The holder came out, but it didn't look like a bad snap, so that would seem like it was designed as a fake, but I don't know what they were planning on doing with the 2 points.
I'm glad you explained that to me because I couldn't see it.
I mean, he took the snap and he just, but, normally, sometimes you'll see it, a rolled snap or something like that, and he'll just get up and try and do something with it or whatever, and he did, but I think what happened, I think it may have just been a wet ball or something, because the snap looked like it was okay, and I think he maybe lost control over it when he went to put it down. And so rather than letting the kicker try and kick a ball that he wasn't able to hold well, he just picked it up. Luckily, there was no, Charlie Brown move to it or anything like that. But that can be dangerous on a wet field if the kicker goes to plant the foot and then, there's no ball there.
Got the hands team out there.
Yep. They are looking for a potential onside kick here. And, the Titans have been victimized before this season. And with the wet weather, this is definitely a time that you could do it.
Perfect time.
Ball's teed up at the left hash.
Marshall's back out there, so it wasn't a leg cramp, ankle cramp.
Yeah. Luke Fellers is the kicker. We'll see if he just pooches it or what. No, he kicks it down the middle, and it is covered by a man.
Good job.
Ball recovered by the Titans at the 39.
They'll take over at their own 39.
Well, it looks like good number 2's coming in.
Yep. Well, now that they're not in a position where it could easily make it a 35-point game, they probably would have done this earlier, but they thought, if we get just one score and a 2-point conversion, we can get the clock moving. But at this point, there's only 6:20 left to go anyway. Is the other thing, too. So, we'll see what we get. Chase Taylor, the sophomore, in at quarterback. Takes his first snap on a Friday night and hands it off for a run up the middle, Max Payne.
Run up the middle by number 48, Max Payne.
It'll be good for about 4. Welcome to the big time, kid.
No
Ball
kid.
placed at the 43.
Good. Gain of 4 right there. That's awesome.
Yep. I think you should put his hands up and say, that's it for me. You've been a lovely audience. Can only go downhill from here.
Now, does Sterling throw with the number 2s here?
I don't know. 2nd and 6.
Movement right there. Jeez. Welcome, number 2s.
Yeah, Max got a
excited.
little early start.
He got excited.
Yeah. Now, on a play like that, is that the quarterback's cadence, or because he's in the shotgun, is it just on the center anyway?
You know what? With that number 2s, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know what kind of voice the kid has either, for that matter, or whether anybody would be able to hear him. So 5-yard penalty erases the gain, and it's 2nd and 11. Again from the pistol. H back to the right. And another handoff. Payne, he was hitting the backfield, tried to come off of it. Did manage to break the first tackle, but got swarmed under.
That looks slow developing right there.
Yeah. So you're saying the sophomores look slower than the varsity team does?
Just a hair.
Tackle made in the backfield.
I hear the peanut gallery over here says they look smaller too. Under 5 minutes left to go. 34-13 the score. And they give up the middle, and that was a pretty good hit.
It was.
Max Payne, who has played plenty in the first team himself in the last couple of weeks.
Carry, number 33, Myers with the tackle.
Nothing there, and there'll be another punting situation for the Titans, as they'll let the clock milk down to around 4 minutes before.
And this is smart, too. Bring the number 1 punt team back out. Make sure you get a good punt off.
Especially kicking into this wind. I wouldn't give a second stringer.
Now, my special teams coordinator back in the day, Jeremy Hubbard, he tried to have 3s and 4s out there right now.
A little bit of a rugby-style kick, which is a good idea into the wind like that. And it takes a nice Titan bounce. And, boy, that Blue Springs player really should be getting out of the way. He was right in the middle of all that, but if that ball just happens to roll into his foot, then all of a sudden you got a big problem.
4:05 left.
So 4:05 left to go, and the Jaguars will take over. Gee, whatever happened to that guy?
He's now the AD here. He's something else. Looks like the number one defense is staying out on the field because Blue Spring South still has their number one.
Yeah, I was going to say. See if they keep number 10 in at quarterback. They did. Connors is still playing QB after leading his team to 6 points. Mostly handing off the ball, but now he's going to throw it. Steps up. He's being chased. He's hit. He's sacked. Coverage sack, but still another good one, and a good day for Devin Force with that sack. He also had the block punt earlier. He'll be in the discussion for player of the game. Clock running down to 3:35 left to go. We're off to Mid-State next week. Columbia Rockbridge on the road. Anybody know what they've done today, by the way?
Fumble.
Yeah, ball comes loose. Titans say they have it. They do.
Fumble on the play. Titans recover.
Never got good exchange there.
No, not at all. In fact, the quarterback never touched it.
Yeah.
Did he?
I don't know. Couldn't tell.
I don't think he did.
Just sort of snapped it to nothing.
Yeah. I think he might. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So do we have a Rockbridge score? Are they playing? I'm assuming they're playing. Okay.
1st and 10 Titans.
Well.
From the Jaguar 23.
Guess what, Mr. Taylor? You got yourself a short field this time. See what you can do with it.
See how conservative Sterling is here.
I would say very.
Young group. Oh. Yeah.
Is that a direct snap?
No, it wasn't. Snapped it to Cole, but it was a low snap.
And a handoff on the inside give.
Number 22.
Looked like that was Jake Crooks with the carry. Although I don't know if it was intended to be that way or not.
Yes, it was. It looked like it was.
All right. 3 minutes and counting. Second down for the Titans. They were able to pick up about 3 on the play. Crooks is the H-back, the up-back in this scenario here. From the pistol, it's a give, trying to go off on the left side, and some pretty good running room for Max Payne. He'll get inside the 5 toward the end zone. Touchdown, Max Payne and the Titans. From 20 yards out.
48, Max Payne.
Boy, he just, for a guy who's a little stocky guy, he looks like more of a power runner, but he turned on the Jets on that one.
He did. Showed some great speed right there, especially getting to the edge.
So you go for 2 here?
No.
Wiley out for the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. 2:43 left to go, regulation time. Titans get their lead back to where it was before, 41-13. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this on Titan Football, presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Rose Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Coach Royce Boehm. Lee Summit West and Blue Springs South Titans on top of the Jaguars, 41-13, as Wiley squibs one. And it was fallen on by a Jaguar player around the 34. And they'll take over there with 2:41 left to go. And You know how you can, if you've ever watched a football game on TV and it's raining, they like to shoot the lights because you can always see the rain.
Right.
And while you look at the flags, and the flags are whipped up relatively good, but are swirling a little bit. When you watch the rain, it's almost going sideways.
It is.
As on first down, back to throw Connors. He'll heave one down and incomplete.
Looks like they've got the number 2 defense in
Connors
there
pass is
now.
incomplete. It's in for number 84.
Kawhi was the intended receiver, and he was open, but it's actually it's funny because as much as they had some success throwing into the wind, you have to make that adjustment when you're throwing. You kind of have to figure out how the wind affects the ball as a quarterback. It's easier to throw with the wind at your back, but first couple of times on a long ball it'll be difficult. That one's bounced in there.
You can tell the weather now is really starting to play.
Pass incomplete.
Yeah.
Ball's getting wet.
I'm a little surprised that they're even throwing the ball here at this point with 2.5 minutes left to go. I mean, I guess they're working on things, but still,
Right.
I wouldn't be wanting to take chances on injuries and whatnot.
And plus they're stopping the clock, too.
Well, that's what I mean. Get out.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it is the cold and flu season.
It is.
That'll be another incomplete. Think they'll punt.
Big pressure on the quarterback from the Titan defense. Brings up fourth down.
It doesn't look like it.
No. What would be the point?
Yeah.
Other than you could pad your punter stats a little bit.
That's true. Feels like it's been a very long game.
It has. Well, it's 9:34. That's plenty of time for a game like this. We didn't even have a long halftime or anything like that. 4th down and 10. We'll see what they do here. Connor back to throw. He'll throw near side. He's got a man open. Incomplete. Through the hands. And like you said, it's tough because it's wet.
Pass is incomplete.
It was a bit of a high throw. Extended for Tuai, and the Titans will take over. Did you notice the soap here at Lee Summit at Titan Stadium? It's Purell soap. It said healthy soap. Did you notice that?
Oh, no, I didn't notice that.
I did. I was wondering whether or not there's any soap companies out here that are marketing unhealthy soap. I mean, it said healthy soap. I'm like, as opposed to what?
I'm just getting a phone call from my son.
I saw that. He's probably got some advice.
Yeah, big time advice. Big shout out to Evan Boehm now with the LA Rams.
3-yard run, 2nd down and 7.
I don't know, kind of 6-1. Trips to Arizona, trips to LA.
What the heck?
Yeah. It's good weather regardless. 2nd down. And, his first throw. You were wondering if he was going to get a chance to throw it. He did.
Did he throw it?
Yep, made a completion as well. Chase Taylor to Jake Crooks. Over the middle. Gets a glad hand from the crowd.
3-yard gain.
So we're down under 90 seconds left to go in this one. 3rd down, about 4. Taylor checking the play. That's Wilson back behind him. No, I take that back. It was a give up the middle, but it wasn't Wilson. It was Torrey Haynes, excuse me. And he got about a yard or so, maybe 2. And it'll set up a 4th down and short from there. Under a minute left to go.
There we go. Now the time's moving.
Getting close.
Cold and flu season.
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking about that healthy soap.
Look at all this. Look at all this water in front of us.
A little bit. 4th down play. It's going to be a keeper. Taylor trying to get around the left side. He stops. He'll get a 1st down. And inside the 20, and that'll do it. For this one, it'll stop the clock with 26 seconds left, but they shouldn't have to run another play.
Nice block by number 22, Jake Crooks.
No, they shouldn't. Sorry.
Did you find out what Evan wanted?
You forgot it was Friday night. No, I guess
So he hasn't been watching then, huh?
Kind of busy.
I get. Well, you know, he's got to check out the news. You know, LA has a lot of things to offer a young man.
They do. I tell you what, I was shocked when I drove by. My Uber driver drove me by the Hollywood sign. I was like, whoa.
Wow, did you start singing Miley Cyrus?
I did.
Party in the USA.
Lee Summit West, 41.
That's going to do it. Time has expired. They did actually kneel down and did run another play. But that'll do it. 41-13, the final score. Titans defeat Blue Springs South. Not a whole lot of activity in that second half, but the Titans do a good job of taking care of business and setting things up for next week against Rockbridge. We'll take a break, come back with post-game. I'll have some numbers for you. A look ahead to next week and a player of the game. When we come back, this is Titan Football, a presentation of Ackport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
When Lee Summit needs insurance, home, auto, or life, Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance has been there. Birch delivers a promise for the future and protection from the unknown, dedicated to making sure you have the right coverage to fit your individual needs. Call Wayne at 816-525-5012. That's 816-525-5012. Wayne Birch of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area athletics.
Tired of over-the-hill softball leagues? Want some real action on the diamond? The Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League offers a number of different options for today's amateur recreational athletes, no matter what your age or ability. For more information, call the Kansas City Men's Senior Baseball League at 913-649-2942 or visit their website at www.kcmsbl.com. Umpires for the league are also in demand. That number again is 913-649-2942. The art of storytelling is not lost. It's alive and well on the internet at heartlandmemories.com. At heartlandmemories.com, nationally award-winning writer David Lewis brings you memories of his life and times in the heartland of America. David's compelling voice and masterful storytelling can often weave laughter and tears in the same tale, with poignant and humorous recollections of days past. heartlandmemories.com. Take a break. The good old days are right now.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Coach Royce Baim and Mark Files joining us here in post-game as the Lee Summit West Titans with a relatively convincing win, 41-13 over Blue Springs South. Although, like I said, what for a few bounces, this could have been a closer game than the score would indicate. But overall, I think the team played pretty well.
I agree with you. I think it was a...
That's you. Go ahead.
That's it. I think it was a well-deserved effort of being able to kind of refocus, get yourself to a position where you're getting ready for Hickman next week. They had Rockbridge, excuse me. They had two tough battles the last 2 weeks. It's nice to have one that you get on top of somebody and you can just run the ball, run the clock.
Well, I think they redeemed themselves tonight too, especially from last week. They just had a slow start, and that second half of last week, that ball bounced just their way. But again, I think Coach Carswell and the coaching staff did a great job of prepping these kids this week to, you got away with one last week. Let's don't let that stuff happen again.
So we got our post-game numbers.
We do. We've got your post-game numbers, and the numbers did flip just a little bit. For the visiting Blue Springs South Jaguars, they ended up with 365 yards in total offense. The Jaguars ran 78 plays. They had 4.7 yards per play. Passing yards, 185 through the air. The quarterbacks were 20 of 37 for 9.3 yards per pass. Rushing, they had 180 yards on the ground on 41 attempts, 4.4 yards per carry. 5 penalties for 50 yards. They had the 3 turnovers. 2 of them were when the game was still in doubt. The last one was here late in the fourth quarter. 4 punts for a 23-yard average. Time of possession, 27 minutes, 43 seconds. For the Titans, 431 yards of total offense. They were able to get 55 plays run. Had 7.8 yards per play. 262 yards through the air. They were 10 of 23. 26.2 yards per pass. And they had the 4 touchdowns and 1 interception by Coble. 169 yards on the ground. That is good to see the big rushing numbers for the Titans. 169 yards on 32 attempts. 5.3 yards per rush. 7 penalties for 50 yards. Only 1 turnover tonight, the interception by Coble. And they had 3 punts for 36 yards. 1 sack for minus 3 yards, and then time of possession was 19 minutes and 46 seconds. First downs, 24 for Blue Springs South and 19 for Lee Summit West. The big numbers individually that we're going to talk about, the receiving yards, Trevor Cardell, 128 yards on 3 catches. Sammy Cooper, 83 yards on 2 catches. Cade Clemens, 41 yards on 3 catches.
So, of course, the caveat there is Cardell, 82 of those yards came on 1 touchdown catch, and in the same case for Cooper, 72 came on 1 of his catches as well.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I think some of the big catches were Cade.
Yeah, he actually had the harder catches.
Those 3 catches that he had were very pivotal and very important catches.
So when you talk about player of the game, I thought, Ben played the game we're starting to expect out of him. But to be honest, I thought of all the games he's played so far, he was probably the most off in this game. The interception he threw was a bad one.
Right.
It was, and to be honest, like I said, I think he was lucky he didn't have more.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, throwing the football in that rain and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. I know.
That's tough.
I'm not complaining.
Right.
I'm just saying that of the 3 we've had, so that makes it tougher to consider him in a player of the game category. I think you could certainly talk about Marcion Marshall, and so on. I thought that this game showed a stronger running presence than any other game we played easily.
And I tell you, my vote is Marshall.
Yes.
I think you can definitely make a case there.
But I do know where you're going defensively.
Well, defensively, obviously, Devin Forrest is the guy that you would want to talk about, and he had a heck of a game too. But it really came down to essentially 2 big plays to go with it, which a sack and a punt.
And you know what?
Block.
And honestly, if you want to look at it, that was the turning point of the game.
Oh, yeah, the punt block. And I think you could make a good case for it. I think you could also, though, when it came to the running game, I think Marshall would be a good guy to talk about. But his contributions really didn't start coming until the second half when we were killing that clock in that third quarter and into the beginning of the fourth. And I think that was admirable. But I think overall, you can make a really good case for this being the best game easily that the offensive line played.
Absolutely.
And then if you wanted to come up with a player of the game or group of the game, that the offensive line might get the nod.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good way to go there, Joel. I was kind of thinking the same thing as you were talking. I'm going, wait. They came back, and kudos to Chris Barrows. Chris is a very good offensive line coach, and Chris is he's the guy that takes things kind of personal when things are going tough for the O-line. He's going to spend about 48 more hours of studying and getting his players ready to play.
So, I thought Devin Forrest defensively probably was the defensive player of the game.
Well, let's do that.
And offensively, the offensive line. Because it wasn't just a matter, I think our because you remember Wilson in the first half had some really good runs to go with it. And neither one of them have those runs if it isn't for the fact that the offensive line is providing the lanes to run through. And then also you can make the case, too, that, as far as pass protection is concerned, Coble, the reason why we were so upset was because he wasn't having to rush passes or anything like that or running for his life. He threw off his back. The weather was bad, but he was, he threw off his back foot and threw an interception and so on. So, I think that's something can really be said about how well that the offensive line played. Right. Defensive line played pretty well too, for that matter, by the way. So, all right. So looking ahead next week, do we ever get an update to know exactly how or what Rockbridge ended up doing. They're a tough team to kind of handicap because, they played the first 2 weeks. They play against Rockhurst, whom we know is a good team, and they beat them. And so we know for a fact that they can play with anybody in Class 6 because, Rockhurst is right up there. And, and Rockhurst beat Blue Springs, who was supposed to be the class of Class 6 on this side of the state, and Rockhurst shut them out. And then they turn around and go across into St. Louis, does Rockbridge, and lose to DeSmet. But, DeSmet's a great team.
Good team.
And so, I don't fault them for losing, but at the same time, being a 1-1 team going into this week, I thought of them as being a tough win for us next week, especially on the road.
Well, here's what you don't know about the Columbia Rockbridge team. They've got a stud running back against Rockhurst. He broke off 2 runs, one of 95 yards and one of about 85 yards, which basically broke the back of Rockhurst. Went over to DeSmet. DeSmet had that game film. So those 2 big plays, you take those 2 big plays and you probably still got a 7-3 ball game, and then Rockhurst ends up winning it. So with that said, if you let them run, then they could probably have a long night over the Titans.
So their pass game is a little down there?
They want to run first, pass second, but they do run that. It looks like it's a form of the spread. Everybody runs a version of that.
Right.
Boy, how about this? At Blue Springs, the Broncos and Wildcats are going to overtime. It's 21-all.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah. Boy, Blue Springs has really not lived up to the preseason hype, have they?
Not at all.
No. In just, in conversations that I've heard from folks that cover the teams in town, the high school, and this, Kelly Donahoe said this is one of his favorite teams to coach.
That's what he said.
And that tells me one thing. The kids work hard, probably not the most talented team he's ever had, but he doesn't have discipline problems, and he's got kids that are there because they love football, and they're going to work hard, and they're going to run through that brick wall for the coaches.
Absolutely.
So we didn't go, though, get any kind of results from...
No, I haven't been able to pull up a score here. I'm going to look and see if I got one more location I can go to see if I got a score here.
Okay. It is on the road. Does that mean pizza next week?
Yeah, there's a little pizza joint there in Columbia that everybody probably knows. Yes, we can probably do that. I think I can eat the topping. I'll have to check with my wife.
What happens in Columbia stays in Columbia.
Yeah, you laugh at me,
Yes, we do. What's your point?
I'll give you plenty to laugh at, that's for sure. So, okay, hey, I do have a score for you here.
Okay.
Final, Rockhurst 20, Jeff City 16.
Whoa.
Rockhurst scored 13 points in the first half. Jeff City scored 3. Jeff City came back with 13 points in the second half.
You mean Rockbridge, not Rockhurst, right?
Oh, yeah, this is Rockhurst, Jeff City, my bad. That's what I was looking at. I know we were running Rockbridge, and it came up Rockhurst, sorry.
Well, Rockhurst was playing Great Peck this week, and they beat them 31-10. So I'm not sure.
What's the deal on that?
So I'm not sure exactly what you're looking at.
What league am I on? What year am I on?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you might not.
Back in 1947.
I'm having a sometimers moment here, man. Yep, that was. I'm sorry, that was an old score from last year. My bad.
Okay.
Holy mackerel! How do they do that? Oh well.
That's all right.
That's okay. We're going down there. It's a business trip.
That's right. That means we get to write it off, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, we won't be able to give you the stat, but I'm sure we'll find it out over the course of the week. And like I said, it's this team has actually shown that their weakness tends to be defensively against the pass more so than against the run. That hopefully will mean potential success against Rockbridge, but I certainly wouldn't count my chickens. They still got it's a long way to get there. You were talking about, earlier routine and whatnot, and it messes up your routine when you've got a 2-hour drive before you can
It
even,
does. It does. And I'm sure they're going to take the charters down so the kids can really relax and
no private planes?
No private planes.
No.
Mid-driving very, very fast will be
No.
the
They'll probably stop in Boonville, like we've done in the past, and have their dinner there.
I've done that myself. There's a little rest area there
There is.
with a dog comfort area that I used to have to stop in. That was usually on my way to St. Louis, not Columbia,
Right.
though.
Okay, unofficially, I think I found a score. It looks like 2015 Hickman. If somebody out there wants to confirm it and tweet me, that'd be good too.
Hickman over Columbia Rockbridge.
Or Hickman. Gosh, that's Hickman.
I'm just wondering, yeah.
Never mind. It's time to go home. I've been on the road all week, dude.
Okay.
What state am I in? Is this Oklahoma?
Hey, he woke up in Oklahoma this morning, folks. So
Oklahoma.
Alrighty then. Okay, so the final here tonight at 41-13, the Titans defeat the Jaguars, moving to 3-0 on the young season. We'll see what they can do from Rockbridge in Columbia next week. If you can join us there, well, more power to you. There'll be plenty of pizza to go around.
And please don't go.
Yeah, don't go to Hickman. Go to
Hickman.
I thought you cut me off on purpose.
Or to Rockhurst.
or Rockers. There you go.
It's Rockbridge we're playing. But no, if you can't make it, which is understandable, you can catch us next Friday for Mark Files and Coach Royce Bain. Joel Becker here from Titan Stadium for Titan Football. A presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.